trying to get down to weight for the wrestling match this weekend.
Okay, well, we'd better get studying.
I got one more thing to do. I gotta weigh in.
Right now?
Yes, right now. I gotta get down below 230 before this weekend. Otherwise, I'll get kicked up to the next weight division and have to face Jimmy the Python Peretti.
Jimmy the Python?
Yeah, he got his nickname after he squeezed a kid so hard that he was crawling to class for 3 days.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. Poor kid.
All right.
Ned, don't drink the water! Don't let water wait!
Oh, no, I'll be fine. Oh, no.
What's wrong?
245.
Oh.
245. Do you know what that means?
You know what? You'll be able to get down. Do not worry about it.
By Saturday, Jimmy the Python, here I come.
I'm sorry, John. Hey, you know, maybe if you just grease yourself down, you'll just slip right out of his hands.
That's okay. Let's just get back to studying so I can go work out.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I've been doing a little healthy eating myself.
Well, if you want to get on the scale, be my guest.
In front of you? I don't think so.
All right, all right.
What you talking about, Will?
Phone call. I gotta take this one. Hello, this is John. Sorry about that. We're working on radiometric dating, right?
Yep. Yeah, Radiometric dating.
Jane?
Oh, yeah. Sure. I've noticed this is one of the most heated battles, this whole dating issue.
No, it's not a heated battle. Not sure where you got that impression. We have over a century of analyses done by a score of techniques, and the precision is only improved by several orders of magnitude and converged on a well-established timeline. I mean, even I'm shocked sometimes by the level of precision and corroboration that we find, especially in quaternary geology.
Well, that's because time is at the foundation for everything evolutionary theory teaches.
No, time is not at the foundation of evolutionary theory. It's still a viable and well-supported theory, even if we had no clue what Earth history looked like, which is why it became widely accepted before that was even pinned down. Now, notions of common ancestry beyond the genus level, these predict a long timeline. You need enough time to allow for the proposed mechanisms to account for that extent of diversification. And geochronology does corroborate those timelines incredibly well. But the basic principles of geology and the general observations already hint at a very ancient Earth in a long, long time. We don't need radiometric dating to know it's far older than human history.
Look, just read this section right here.
Evolution takes a long time. If life has evolved, then Earth must be very fat. I mean old. Yeah, it says old.
Okay, and down here?
Oh, yeah. Geologists now use radioactivity to establish the age of certain rocks and fossils. This kind of data could have shown that the Earth is young.
If that had happened, Darwin's ideas would have been refuted and abandoned.
Only those pertaining to deep time and common ancestry, and still evolutionary theory would stand. But of course, it turned out that his ideas were supported, or they were not falsified, by geochronology. And we don't use radioactivity to date rocks and fossils. We observe the isotopic abundance of radioactive and radiometric elements and interpret the age via a physical model. So it's much like a coroner would interpret the time of death in a slowly cooling corpse.
Instead, radioactive dating indicates the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Plenty of time for evolution and natural selection to take place.
Wow, it seems that the foundation of evolutionary theory sure depends on radiometric dating.
The foundation of evolutionary theory is the fact that living organisms have long been known to change.
Alright, let's do this. Hey, Dougal. Hey, Dougal. Okay, already got. Dog gonna catch on it. I'll give the 33. See if substation and a sub thing goes down. Still a substantial spawn number left. Alright, well, we'll probably hit dorms, because that's what they usually do.
Hey, Irish, are you back?
Yeah.
Alright, you ready?
I'm in night one. I thought you were in woods with the other fellas.
No, I've been just sitting in there hanging out, waiting.
Should've done a run, dude.
What are you doing? Are we rolling or not?
Well, like I said, I'm in a run already at night because I thought you were in the woods with the other fellas, so I went to night
Alright.
customs.
That's fine. I'll wait for you. How about that?
Alright.
I'm gonna do Gunsmith Part 3, I guess.
Yeah, that's definitely someone fighting over there. Okay, so that's the second of 3 spawns in this area. Maybe 4 spawns. Okay, checkpoint's got some shit on it. Okay, what were these guys shooting? Was that dead body already? Down. Is that the sniper popping off at me? Definitely heard fighting over here. Fuck! Was a player too. Fucking you heard someone. Oh well. Ah, my shot was about there. Pretty sure that was a PMC that got me. Oh, fuck's sake. Kharkov, stop crashing.
Over time, where one breed or species may become several varieties over many generations. Greek philosophers have commented on this since at least 600 BCE. Lord Krishna even complained about evolutionists in the Bhagavad Gita, which devotees claim to be over 5,000 years old. It's at least older than the Bible. And while a few people have tried to explain how evolution works, Darwin provided the first of several mechanisms now known to work. And he published that in 1859, 46 years before the first attempt at radiometric dating, and 37 years before radiation had even been discovered.
Rebooting now.
So no, the foundations of evolutionary theory do not depend on radiometric dating.
Radiometric dating is used to support the belief that millions of years exist for evolution to happen.
Millions of years is not a belief, but a fact. Remember that
I got a favor to ask you.
Effectively verifiable, and there are many ways to verify millions of years. In Darwin's day, no one yet knew that radioactivity even existed. They knew that the world had to be very old.
Yep.
They just didn't know how old it was.
I was curious.
Darwin himself.
Can you buy me the MP5 SD B&T tri-rail ring mount?
Yeah,
To mount the
Yeah, I can publish.
I just dropped like 200,000 on a silencer for this gun. I'm kind of embarrassed.
There's no point in buying sensors. You find them. Or barter them. A lot of the items you need for the end tasks are actually cheaper to barter for than they are to buy.
And where long periods of time had evidently passed in the interim. In the 1700s, pioneer scientists tried to estimate the age of the Earth according to various criteria for different processes, and they came up with figures ranging tens of thousands to billions of years old. That's also when Sir William Herschel announced having seen stars whose light he said he could prove to have taken 2 million years to reach the Earth. And all of these scientists were Christian, including James Hutton, the founder of modern geology. He determined that the Earth was still in the process of continual transformation via a seemingly endless geological cycle of volcanic activity, as well as erosion and sedimentation. There were a few people at that time who believed that the Earth was once entirely covered in water and that all rock formations were created by a global flood, and not necessarily the biblical flood.
So, if I have two of the same suppressors,
began as a ball of water.
And I put them up for 49K each.
40, yeah.
Saying that the core of the
It's
Earth was
each,
very
not for
hot,
both.
being the perpetual source of
No,
volcanoes,
hence why it's for
which was
each.
then thought to be isolated temporal phenomena, not a part of a massive and persistent molten core. Hutton proposed the then heretical idea that rocks were formed not in the waters of a global flood, but deep in the furnace of the Earth under extreme heat and pressure. He presented a number of geologic formations, each requiring cumulative overlapping processes.
Tri-rail.
What Hutton and his associates called an abyss of time, and which we now know as deep time.
Yep, and like they said, the entire age of the Earth rests upon radiometric dating.
What's the thing you're after called?
They're putting a lot of faith in
On who sells it?
can't actually test through direct observation.
It's called the MP5
Speak with any
SD
geochronologist. Read papers,
B&T
reports, debates.
tri-rail.
There are multiple tests that we can use to attempt to
Ring
falsify
mount.
MP5
Peacekeeper and
SD, tri-rail ring mount, THK, MP5 SD. Yeah, there we go.
Uranium lead dating. We don't simply look at the abundance of the uranium parent and the lead daughter.
That should be
We
it.
measure 238
Is it
and
expensive?
235 and
Ah,
234
nah, that's
uranium,
cheap.
along with 204, 206, 207, and 208 lead, and we use each decay chain to test the other. We further test
Alright,
the
let me
assumption
see.
of
Let me make
disclosure
sure I'm
for
good.
Concordia, and the assumption of initial lead concentration through a non-radiogenic 204 lead as a proxy. So depending on the mineral chemistry, we could attempt to falsify the entire lead-lead dates and the individual uranium-lead components by using a completely different system, like rubidium-strontium, or potassium-argon, or lutetium-hafnium, or samarium-neodymium, and so forth. So
Alright,
often we
man.
gain more information by
I'm
falsifying
ready. Where
the
are we
model
going?
assumptions in one or more systems.
Oh, I've still got safe to hit, so I'm
For
going
example,
customs until I get my
identifying
safe shit out the
heating
way.
events that could be associated with burial or weathering events that could be associated
Alright,
with
what
exposure or uplift.
What task
There's
is
a
that?
lot of detail in these.
Fuck me, game
geochemical
crashed.
components.
God damn.
Level of
Living
detail
high is not a
incredible.
crime.
It looks nothing like the textbook hourglass analogy that may
I've
be in
got to
front
do
of
the
them now.
pharmacist on customs.
After all, plenty of assumptions
Locate the
go into these
paramedic's
calculations.
car.
If it were to
getting
be
a two-story
disproved,
dorm
their
in
whole
114.
worldview would seem to collapse.
Incorrect.
Let me see if I
While
got
the
the
worldview of believers is to keep believing in
Two-story,
every supposed
114?
conclusion, regardless whether it is
Yes.
true or not.
Yeah, I got the key. It's a
My
safe room.
worldview is to follow
You got
the
it?
facts and
Yeah, it's
evidence
a safe room.
wherever they lead, and not to be fooled into believing anything
All
that
right,
is
can
not
you bring it
evidence
for me?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I accept evolution and why I have to reject creationism, theism, and any other belief that requires faith instead. If evolution was not true, then the
Now, to
facts
do a
would point
barter
elsewhere, and I
with,
would live there, and I would still have the same worldview.
Who's the guy with the
Even if I didn't
lunchbox? I
think
think
that
that's
evolution was real.
The
So it is,
Jaeger.
because I can show that it is.
I need those
Without
Tarcolas.
billions of years, you can't have
Do they have to be
biological
found in
evolution
raid, or can I just
or
buy them?
geological evolution
Depends what
on
you're looking to
Earth.
do. Is it does
Okay,
he
fair
want you to
enough.
plant them, or does he want you
Really?
to
Nobody
give
thought
them
of
to
this
him?
before? And
Give
that's
them
why
to
the
him.
geological
Then probably has to be
timeline is
found
one
in
of the
raid.
most tested concepts. If it only rested
Really?
on a handful of data from a few labs, she might have a point. But geochronological data is produced
Interchange.
continent.
No,
scores of
it's a
methods by
barter deal.
researchers
It's
from
not
every
a task.
political and religious
Oh, for
background.
barters? Oh no, they don't have to be
Men,
finding raid for
women,
barters.
atheist,
You just have to have the
Christian,
items.
Muslim, communist, and libertarian can all
Okay,
agree
let's see.
on a
That's why a
fundamental
lot of
concept
barters are
that can be
cheaper
fairly
than buying
confident
the
has
piece
some
outright, because a lot of the
solid
times the
evidence.
items that you use to the barter are dirt cheap.
And besides, let's
So.
turn this around. Without a young earth, you can't keep your Sunday school stories as a guide to earth and life history, right? So do you not also have an ideological commitment a priori?
Creationists like to conflate evolution with every other theory of origins, to put all the sciences opposed to their mysticism into one box, to achieve the illusion of two choices, God or no God, ignoring theistic evolution, for example, so that in any discussion of evolutionary theory, which is limited to biodiversity, descent with inherent genetic modification, they think we also have to explain the origin of life, the universe, and everything, as if whatever is unexplained is explained by gods and magic. So they talk about cosmic evolution, chemical evolution, organic evolution, and now Jane refers to geologic evolution, a term that is never used in science except when comparing catastrophism to uniformitarianism, which is the subject of the next episode in this series.
Pretty epic, eh? So, based on their dating methods, they've come up with an age for each section of the geologic column that we find on the very next page.
And based on that, they determine the age of the Earth to be about 4.5 billion years old.
Actually, the age of the Earth is based on the dating of certain meteorites. They assume these meteorites formed at the same time as the Earth, and that dating the meteorites will give us the age of the Earth.
The age of the Earth was based on radiometric dating of meteorites initially, because yes, we had solid geochemical evidence for the common origin of these rocky materials with our planet. But it's also based on, say, a lead isochron that includes both meteorites and Earth materials. It's further based on the dating of the oldest zircons found in recycled crustal rocks that date to at least 4.4 billion years. So in short, it does not depend on a particular model of solar system formation.
With that as a start, they then construct the ages of the layers in the column based primarily on the layers of volcanic ash and igneous rock.
No, that was not their start. They already knew about relative dating.
Just let me know when you're loaded up and ready.
Those on top,
Customs.
but they couldn't yet be certain on how old any of them were. But Lord Kelvin, the guy famous for measuring the Kelvin, used his own recently published understanding of thermodynamics to determine that the Earth had to be at least 20 million years old and probably 100 million years old, if not more. However, his calculations were based on the assumption that the Earth is a closed system, that it is uniformly hot throughout, that it is made of the same material throughout, and that it is completely solid. Every one of those assumptions proved to be wrong. Then radiation was discovered and found to be a significant source of additional heat within the Earth, and that meant that the world had to be much older than Kelvin originally thought it could be.
Cookie, I'm not going to be...
Thanks. Wow, so they don't even drop from Earth. I guess there's another something you don't hear about.
Customs 05.
Yes, we do.
But I ain't changed servers. Fuck.
And since your grandparents were in primary school,
Well,
we used
UK servers
terrestrial
picked
rocks
them
as
up.
part of the equation. So yeah, I told you it was just you. Keep studying.
When I was a little kid, I read how hypotheses work. You make a prediction that if this explanation is correct, then we should expect future evidence, experiments, or discoveries to line up with it, without even one single fact to indicate something else instead. In this case, the origin of the Earth was correlated to the origin of the Moon, hypothesized to have emerged from the Earth as a result of a collision with a Mars-sized planet. Thus, since there is no volcanic activity on the Moon, then moon rocks should be comparable to the oldest rocks on Earth. And similarly, other meteors and planetoids would most likely be roughly the same age as our world, having coalesced from the same dust, and so far they are the same age. Whereas all of the creationist hypotheses have always only ever failed, never being supported by any data whatsoever, but where every fact implies deep time and contradicts the notion of Earth being less than 10,000 years old. Everything we know shows that that's not even possible.
So, for the test, could you remind me about how radiometric dating works?
Sure. Can you hand me my water bottle?
Wow, this thing's still half frozen.
Now, pretend the water bottle is a rock. Jane, what are you doing?
Come on, load, Tarkov, you bastard.
Pretending it's a rock.
Okay. Well, rocks contain radioactive material called the parent element, or isotope, which decays into a non-radioactive stable product known as the daughter element, or isotope.
Oh, look, the hourglass analogy. That's used to explain this to school children. Well, now I don't have to.
Okay, I remember now. So, it's like the ice that slowly melts into the water.
Yeah. And in the biology book, there's a chart here that shows potassium-40 decaying into argon-40.
Okay, I see. So based on how we can measure it today, we assume that every 1.3 billion years, the amount of potassium-40 decreases by half.
Right, a radioactive half-life. So when they discover a rock, they can measure the amount of parent material and the amount of daughter product, and using a chart like this, determine how old it is.
18 or 06?
We don't use a chart.
06. What's my Tarkov besides the fucking load?
So what's wrong with this method?
Well, the methods measure only the amounts of isotopes in the rock. This is good science because it is observable and repeatable. It just gives the ratio of one element to another. But the age is an interpretation of those measurements,
sure anything
not
for
an
some reason.
observation.
That's probably just the server's lagging out.
But it's also true of weather data, interpreting air temperature and pressure.
Just
from
click
a
it
physical
and
model.
leave it a few seconds
Use
and
something
try
like the
re-clicking
volume
it and
of
it'll
mercury,
go eventually.
to translate into a temperature. So, in science, we do our best to falsify hypotheses and interpretations. That's how we can tell if they're robust. I wonder if they'll even try here or be familiar with that process.
And that interpretation assumes answers to all kinds of untested questions. What if the rock already had a daughter isotope in it from the very beginning?
Yes, this may be a model assumption, depends on the system, but that doesn't mean it's untested. And in the case of uranium lead, we test, again, for the non-radiogenic isotope 204 lead.
But that's how it
The
goes!
amount of lead that was initially present. In the case of uranium-thorium dating, we test for the 232 to 238 ratio as a proxy for initial thorium that was incorporated into the mineral, even though theoretically there should be none present. In potassium-argon and argon-argon dating, we test for the 40 to 36 argon ratio, which, if slightly different from 295.5, could indicate that exon-argon was present at time equals 0. I mean, so every method has its internal checks for all the assumptions involved.
Or what if the rock gets contaminated?
Well, what if it gets contaminated? Well, think about that. Contaminated by what? It's not like there's pure uranium or pure potassium floating around that's going to be infused in the mineral. I mean, if a given isotope was added to the system, contamination, then other elements should also have anomalously high or low values as well.
I'm ready when you are, mate.
One way to test for this
it's
is
matching.
to take a spot analysis along the diameter of a mineral.
I'm
So
still
if
stuck in the
radiometric
regular
age
screen.
varies from the center,
Like
the core
where
of the
we're
mineral,
both standing
out to the
next to
rim,
each other?
then you have good evidence that contamination altered the chemistry of the
Should
mineral.
catch you up in a second,
Next,
I'd
you take a
imagine. Just
polished
the fucking
slice of
server's been
mineral
shit.
and put it under something like an ion microprobe to look at how the chemistry varies across the entire surface throughout the mineral in 3D space. And if there were contamination, well, then it should show up as heterogeneities in the rare and highly mobile Earth elements that are susceptible
Oh, my
to
game just crashed. Lovely.
movement within water, chemical weathering, and things like that.
I think the servers
So
are about
this
to
is,
die again.
a way to test the assumption, which is never just assumed to be true.
Whenever possible, I like to hear an expert perspective. I know a geologist, Stephen Bowman, who wanted to chime in on this, but he can't be on camera right now because he's on a field expedition with spotty cell
All right, I'm
service.
back in at 0625.
Bowman said one way to correct
Yeah, I'm coming back now as quick as I can.
Concordia plot.
It just,
if we didn't have that, we'd
game
have
just died on me.
But from a carbon-14 standpoint, things are messier. It's a semi-stable, organically influenced process that occurs mostly at the surface and in the oceans. So it wouldn't be unexpected to see daughter or parent enrichment. He says we don't have problems with stable inorganic methods. We know what those influences are, like marine reservoir effect. Plus, there are other cross-check methods like dendrochronology, stratigraphy, pollen, and oxygen isotope data. But then carbon-14 is more commonly used in archaeology and has almost no application in paleontology because then we are working with ages well beyond the organic isotope's half-life.
Or what if the rate of decay was rattled at some point in the past?
I wonder how John thinks radioactive decay might be rattled. By what mechanism could this happen?
Yeah, I'm not sure what mechanism you think could make that happen, but we'll ask it anyways. What if the decay rate was rattled at some point in the past? Well, for one, this would require an alteration in the fundamental forces of nature. But again, we can test it easily through replication of the ages via multiple techniques.
I think it's popped me in around. But I don't know if I can get into the round because the game keeps crashing. Fuck's sake.
Changed substantially in the past. Whether you think that's through divine intervention or just nature being fickle and beyond our understanding, doesn't matter. If that happened in the past, it's beyond implausible that it could alter each decay system systematically so that it all gave us the same false age. In other words, we know that decay rate didn't change in geological history.
What was the original ratio of parent to daughter isotope? One must assume no parent or daughter material was added or removed from the rock, and that the rate of decay has always been constant over millions and millions of years.
Are those assumptions wrong? I mean, if you start with false assumptions, you could get really bad dates.
Correct. If we start with false assumptions, we could get really bad dates. Well, meaning the model age that we get doesn't correspond to physical reality. And that's why no competent researcher would just assume without testing or corroboration. I mean, we don't mark the end of the Cretaceous by a single date from a single volcanic ash using a single dating method. I mean, if we did, she might have a point. There's room for reasonable doubt. But given the ocean of geochronological data that go into every publication of the geological timescale, and she has no excuse for saying this besides ignorance. And ignorance is fine, we all have it in some area, but not if you're making videos to tell everyone not to trust a well-established discipline.
Well, many scientists think they are.
I'm going to guess that what John means by many scientists are really only a very few. Less than 1% of biologists and geologists who give any credence to young Earth creationism and who have consequently forsaken all the evidence against their belief to ignore it all in defense of their faith. But Jane is right that starting from false assumptions does lead to really bad dates, as we see whenever we look at creationist dating methods. Because we are forbidden to question even the most questionable and obviously dubious of sources, which has also proved to be a demonstrably false premise, then of course your conclusions will be false too.
And our textbooks don't even tell us about all the assumptions required to date the rock.
If our textbooks don't even tell us about these assumptions, where did you...
Is it going to get me in this time? Okay. Alright. Is yours reloading properly yet, Post?
I'm still looking for game, mate. 0653, yeah?
I mean, it literally put me in one. I assumed it dragged your ass in too, and before it put me in, it crashed.
That's a negative, mate.
So I literally just got lowered in there now because it crashed 3 times trying to reconnect to the fucking game.
Oh, Jesus. So you're in game now, yeah?
Yeah. I thought it dragged your ass in as well. I thought it was the servers lagging out. Because,
no,
well,
mate.
they've been laggy as fuck the last while.
You're fucking crazy, mate. Alright, I guess I'll do a scav.
It crashed me 3 times just getting loaded back into the fucking game. also means I'm behind everything, which is bad. Second fully auto. Okay. Yeah, there's something up there.
Shimi Kepko!
boy, fucker. I'll take
hey
a water
man,
filter.
I need you to politely surrender to us, please. I need to get in that room.
I don't think he's
Leave
responding.
the motherfucking building. I will loot your mate. I will leave, and you can have your shit.
Who are you?
Someone who has got. Fuck. Ah, fuck, I killed one shot. It was a 3-man, so fuck it. See, fucked up one. Fucked up 2 of them. Yeah, I fucked up 2 of them. They kill me with. Yeah, fucking M4. Oh well. Why did them fuckers have to turn up then?
Hey, take time to get your shit straightened out. I'm still in a scav right now, okay? I'm in an interchange scav, but there's only 9 minutes, so it's not going to be long.
How's that not showing up? Oh, my game just fucking crashed again. Oh, of course it did. Oh well. You get fucking trapped in the room by a 3-man. Balls. Literally just got trapped in a room by a 3-man of fucking shots. Got one of them. And then
So tape, is tape important or no?
I got bugged in the corner. Lovely! Depends what kind. So...
Just regular tape?
There's... Okay, that's insulating tape. There's no regular tape in this game, dude. There's like 3 fucking kinds. The blue one you need for sick case barter. Is it even picking up servers right now? Oh, that's not good. It's not even picking up any servers for me. Fuck. Oh, come on, Tarkov. Just fucking work. Come on, Tarkov. Stop being an asshole. Oh well. Load you, motherfucker. Ah, I mean,
there's like never any food loot in the fucking Genosha now.
At the back. You go to the back, all you go straight left. Keep in mind, it's a place that people know there's food, so a lot of times people hit it because they know there's food there. Fuck, if I didn't get bugged in that quarter, I might have actually had a fighting chance there.
Yeah, I think it's been fucking hit.
Probably. Ah, shit, I need to play something else for a while. My servers are all fucking down. God damn it. I know you're checking the game, but you should have been checking the game for 3 minutes now. You should have already checked it. Yeah, Tarkov is completely dead for me at the minute. Fucking glorious.
Shit, I got 5 minutes to extract. I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Quick game of something else whilst I'm waiting for my Tarkov to start working again. Disney want to work at the moment.
You get this list. I'm pretty sure you got it straight from a textbook. Every decent geology or geochemistry text will give at least a rudimentary explanation of the model assumptions that go into dating. I learned it in middle school and high school physics. It was certainly in my intro geology text and even in my upper division and graduate level textbooks. Advanced textbooks like Gunther Fahre's Principles and Application of Geochemistry, they explain these assumptions in great detail, but also with the mathematical derivations, and then they go on to explain how each is tested, as well as provide examples from primary research where those assumptions were falsified in routine analyses and what the researchers did to determine what went wrong, why those assumptions were false, and how we fix it.
Looks like I'll make it out.
But the most convincing evidence is all the crazy dates they get with radioisotope methods. I wonder if our teacher even knows all the assumptions behind radiometric dating.
But what if one or some combination of these assumptions is incorrect? Then the computed age, based on the accumulation of daughter products, will be incorrect. In order to use the valuable information provided by radiometric dating, a new method had to be created that would determine an accurate date and validate the assumptions of radiometric dating. For this purpose, isochron dating was developed, a process that solves both of these problems at once. I'll include a link to this article below explaining how isochron dating works.
To be fair, there are lots of dates that agree with one another.
Quite a lot, actually. And there are several different isotopes that will work and that can be correlated with other non-radiometric methods as well, at any and every geologically significant site all around the world, with profound consistency of all methods on all locations, showing the same one and only age-old reality and not the fantasy that young Earth creationists are desperately trying to defend.
But there are many examples of different mineral components of a rock giving very different radiometric dates.
Well, yeah, there are many examples, but that's predicted from basic petrology. Not every mineral has the same crystallization temperature, the same resistance to chemical alteration, the same internal stability. And some elements, like potassium, can be leached from the rock more easily than others. So particularly in rocks with a complex formation or cooling histories, we should expect a degree of discordance between minerals or between...
All right, I'm extracting. Are you you almost ready?
I'm doing a quick game of scavengers. My Tarkov's playing up.
Not always straightforward, and sometimes it requires you to...
You're doing a scav run or playing a different game?
Different game, because my Tarkov's playing up. I can't even get the fucking servers loaded at the moment.
Give different ages for the same
so I can't.
Very often...
Well, why don't you pick European servers and I'll play EU servers with you?
You know, I can't get any servers load update.
Oh, any server?
Yes,
okay,
my server list isn't showing anything at the minute.
And geology. But if you work in a lab, if you spend time around their data, you'll know that the vast majority of dates come out just fine. And like I said, I'm personally impressed sometimes. And dating layer by layer, minerals that form concentrically especially, we can see the age increase sometimes by decades at a time, and that's the level of precision and replicability that radiometric dating has with our current levels of technology.
So how can you know which one is the right age, if any?
How do you know which one is the right age? Well, I don't know, the scientific method. I mean, you form a hypothesis, conduct your analyses, and test it. Same way as you answer any question in science, right?
Geologist Stephen Bowman said that if young Earth creationists made any predictions and our dating methods were way off, we would expect detrital zircon plots to have a wide range of ages from present to the age of the universe. But that has never happened. We have never found a 50 million year old zircon in Proterozoic sandstone, nor have we found a 6 billion year old one. There's a reason young Earth creationists almost never put forth testable models and rely on unscientific methods like arguments and analogies instead of empirical and testable evidence. When, on the rare occasion they do, it is always quickly falsified.
And then there are rocks we know the age of, where we watched it cool from lava that give radically older dates.
Really?
Yeah.
I would put money on them referencing Dalrymple in the next minute or so here to support this claim, which is interesting because that paper, which is from the late 1960s, was a study designed specifically to test the model assumption of no argon trapped in the initial formation of the minerals in a volcanic eruption. And what they found was that at least 3/4 of the volcanic rocks that they tested gave the correct age, which was indistinguishable from 0. So it corresponded to the historical eruption. I mean, think about that for a second. If that study had been performed on volcanic rocks that erupted 400 million years ago exactly, that means that more than 3/4 of their dates would be 400 million years. And the other 25% would be, I don't know, 400.5 million years up to 403 million years. Okay, so if that were your set of data, what would your conclusion be? That all of them are wrong because you've got a couple that differ by a million years or so? No, you would say like 75% of these are in agreement, and we've got a few anomalies that may be related to excess argon being trapped in the mineral at time of formation. So it's a pretty solid study, and it does show that we can, rely on that method of dating even in recent volcanics. But fast forward to the last 20 years, we routinely date actively forming minerals that yield radiometric ages of 0. We can date groundwater that's only decades old. We can date archaeological and historical artifacts of known age. We can date tree rings, and it is fascinating to see that age increase systematically from the edge of the tree to the core of the tree. We can date corals, lake varves, stalagmites. I mean, all of this has been done with consistent results, so this guy's no idea what he's talking about.
A lava flow in a volcano of the North Island of New Zealand that happened in 1954 was dated to be 3.5 million years old.
Wow, that's really off.
Okay, somebody owes me money, because, yeah, that's... Even though I think he's referencing a paper here by Snelling, that paper gets its data from Dalrymple.
A volcanic bomb that blew out of Mount Stromboli in Italy in 1963 was dated at 2.4 million years old.
And that dated much older than it really was.
Well, that was 2.4 million years, give or take 2 million years. That's a pretty huge margin of error. Understand that these very long-range dating methods are absolute but not precise. Certainly not precise enough to mark a few decades when the metric is set for hundreds of thousands of years as a minimum. You wouldn't use your bathroom scale to weigh minute amounts of gold or flour or drugs, and you wouldn't use it to weigh the load of a tractor-trailer rig either. You have to use the appropriate scale for the right scale of measure. Understand also that the first attempt at radiometric dating was in 1905, but the procedure was wildly inaccurate in many instances and required many revisions, only becoming reasonably accurate in the 1950s, and it's had many more refinements to improve its precision since then.
A 10-year-old rock from Mount St. Helens lava dome dated to 350,000 years and older.
Again, the range of error given in this case was plus or minus 50,000 years. If that's the most precise you can expect to get with the level of technology at that time, then how could you expect to use that to date something from only a decade ago?
If we can't trust radiometric dating on rocks that we can see formed, then how can we trust radiometric dating on rocks that we can see formed? Rocks that supposedly formed a million years ago.
Well, you'd have a point here if not for the false premise. And the short answer is, we can trust those radiometric dating. And those tests on samples of known age demonstrate its veracity overall, and more importantly, they help us on how to test model assumptions, and how to recognize when they're not met in nature, and how to correct for that mathematically or through additional geochemical analyses. In fact, like I said, that was the very goal of the papers that they cited from those historical eruptions. And we've used their data to improve the methods and instrumentation, and now we can accurately date rocks as young as the medieval and Roman periods using argon-argon dating.
Understand also that all the dates John is talking about come from the same paper, which was not posted for peer review.
A storm is circulating this region. Keep an eye on that one.
They do not do peer review, as they are forbidden from questioning their a priori assumptions. The author of that paper is Andrew Snelling, and he cites other creationists like Stephen Austin to create the illusion of a network of academic support for their religious extremism, which is really just indefensible assumptions of compounded absurdities and denial of science. Snelling was once a professor of theology, and he personally documented an erosion period of more than 100 million years on a rock formation that he himself determined to be billions of years old. And methods leading to his conclusion when he submitted these findings to scientific journals where they would be peer-reviewed. But he was living a double lifespan, because at the same time he was also writing
Dang it, I got 6 water filters. I got 7 water filters.
Nice.
I'm thinking about just selling them all. They're no good, right?
Blue ones are good for later, they're not good for you at the minute.
Without any of the evidence or methods leading to that conclusion, but simply because he wanted to make believe in what he thought the Bible says. So he knows the truth and how to show it.
You'll use them later for the water collector.
Is to sow distrust in science.
Oh shit, they're only going for 15k?
Yeah, they're cheap at the minute because no one has, very few people have the water collector at the minute. They're basically cheap because they're a common item that has no function yet, but a bit later in the wipe they'll start having a function. But until then, they're cheap, so.
Okay, this rock was taken from the Ono Formation near Redding, California, where millions of sea fossils have been found. This lower Cretaceous rock is supposed to be about 112 million years old, but the marine fossils stuck inside the mud rock, ammonite, showed 36,000 radiocarbon years.
That radiocarbon age of 36,000 years? Well, if that's what they got, it means the material that they dated had a mean radiocarbon age, that is a delta 14C of 36,000 years. But did that material come from the original ammonite shell? Nope. This is why it's helpful to have some grasp on carbonate geochemistry and hydrology before you start sending stuff off to the lab and paying hundreds of dollars.
How can a rock be 112 million years old if it holds a fossil of only 36,000 years using a different method?
Remember that Andrew Snelling knows that you can't date most fossils directly using carbon-14 because the half-life is so short. Therefore, any reading you could get using that method on something that is already known from other dating methods, as well as the orders of magnitude too old, are going to give erroneous results. And then only in the case of contamination, which we know happens with carbon isotopes, but not with inorganic isotopes like uranium and so on. Snelling knows why this is an invalid claim that will only confuse the laity. But he also knows that his audience doesn't care what the truth really is. They just want their faith reaffirmed.
Die, you bastards.
Because they're all about make-believe, and they have a favorite fantasy that they want to protect, and that they must make themselves believe somehow, regardless what the truth may turn out to be.
I wonder if either date is meaningful.
No, you don't. You're programmed to reject anything over a few thousand years old, no matter how much truth there is and
The
how
storm is closing in on you. Stay in the eye.
That's suspicious to me.
I've located more objectives.
The evidence isn't
Keep checking your
too
map for their
rock
location.
solid.
Funny. Let me see your diamond ring.
Heading there.
You mean my purity ring?
It's got a diamond on it, doesn't it?
Evacuation craft imminent.
Sure, I mean, check it out. Aren't they brilliant? At the jewelry store, the science said diamonds take billions of years to form.
I doubt it. Researchers find carbon-14 in that.
I won't dispute that's what your jeweler told you, but that's not the case. I mean, some diamonds may be that old, but they don't take that long to form. Regardless, no researchers have found 14C in diamonds. And the only way to establish that the background 14C in those analyses was actually intrinsic to the diamond and wasn't background would be to compare those results with a diamond known to be completely free of 14 carbon. So they kind of back themselves into a circular argument here without even realizing it. But let's assume for the sake of discussion that some diamonds did have 14C in them. Well, how did it get there? I mean, even in a young Earth scenario, this doesn't make sense. either the 14C had to be produced somewhere in the mantle, in which case diamonds of any age could contain it, or that diamond was later contaminated with 14C near the surface, in which case diamonds of any age can contain it. So, as I say, the first rule of Dunning-Kruger Club is you don't know you're in Dunning-Kruger Club. They really nailed this one.
Why is that important?
Radiocarbon decays quickly. It has a half-life of only about 5,730 years. So its maximum shelf life is only about 100,000 years before it becomes undetectable. It might be impossible to contaminate old diamonds with young carbon.
Wow, so those diamonds must be younger than they think.
And how do you know it should be undetectable at 100,000 years? I mean, the maximum shelf life of radiocarbon dating depends on the mass sensitivity of the instrument and our ability to rule out background levels. There are always background levels. We've got machines running on a building power supply, and any variations in that could shift the background level. And the background levels vary from one instrument to another, from one lab to another, from one day to the next. And any material, even a pure vacuum, will yield a radiocarbon age, if only from the electrical noise in the system. And we use diamonds, in this case, to establish the limits on unaltered pure carbon that should theoretically have no measurable 14C. So this age, based on those diamond analyses, is close to 75,000 years. And we know that the practical radiocarbon limit for other Earth materials has to be much less than 75,000 years, because most other samples require some chemical preparation that invariably introduces radiocarbon to the sample. And I know they might be quick to say, well, it's a matter of competency of the lab researchers and how careful they are, but it doesn't really matter how careful you are. There's no such thing as a completely pure vacuum. There's no such thing as a completely pure sample.
I have nothing to fucking shoot these guys.
Some trace amounts of metals or dissolved carbon dioxide or something else. Like any lab preparation, in fact the analysis itself, invariably introduces some 14C to the sample. That's why we do these analyses, so we can tell the difference between background and contaminant 14C and the 14C that's intrinsic to the sample and would tell us something about its age.
So here's the real question. Why are any of these examples in our textbook?
Because science is about improving understanding. So accuracy and accountability are paramount, but neither of those things matter at all in religion, where all that is important is whether they can make you believe and do as you're told and pay your tithe.
Well, I should get back to working out and... This scale is reading an extra 15 pounds on it.
What? This scale is vile!
Calm down. It just wasn't calibrated, okay? See? All right, 229.
Reloaded.
Hey, that's kind of like radiometric dating. Maybe everyone's been trusting that it's accurate, but it's been giving them false numbers.
With all the overwhelming evidence that it doesn't work consistently, I'm surprised that they present it with such confidence in our textbooks.
Oh.
You mean with all the different lines of evidence from independent fields corroborating that it does work consistently in every site around the world overwhelmingly?
I think it's hilarious that he thinks nobody has considered this before. But any real-world example would show it to be like armchair science speculation at best. I think you should really spend more time in the primary research literature or talking with an actual geochronologist to understand why we would present it so confidently. Because, like I said, these ages overwhelmingly corroborate one another. They converge on a well-established geological timeline that's consistent with the geological evidence and so forth. So yeah, it's going to be confident because all our best efforts can't seem to falsify it.
Jane, it goes back to the original quote we read in the book. They're wrong about dating rocks.
Ragman's will be such a bitch to run around.
That's true.
Was?
We're there to verify the assumptions.
That's true. We weren't there. But
Ragman?
rocks were.
Yeah, he's a bit of a fucker.
I think it's funny that the creationist position is nothing but assumptions, with not one bit of actual fact whatsoever. And they have no way to show which of the thousands of interpretations is right or wrong or why they are, because it's all just fantasy and entirely subjective, whatever you want to believe. whereas evolution is a demonstrable fact that can be measured and tested objectively.
But God has provided a written account of history.
No, he hasn't. Very little of the Bible has even a kernel of truth to its many exaggerations. None of it can be confirmed historically, and we already know that at least some of the heroes and most of the events in the Bible never happened at all.
And if you tally up all the chronologies and time cues in the Bible, the Earth is about 6,000 years old.
crafted item.
Well, that doesn't work. But there's a whole lot wrong with how pagan red mythology to apply these dates. For example, Usher put the global flood of Noah's Ark at 2,349 years before our common current calendar. That puts the flood at the end of the early dynastic period in Mesopotamia, when Sargon of Akkad conquered Sumer. That was also the end of the 5th dynasty at the beginning of the 6th, because neither the Egyptians nor the Mesopotamians nor anyone else ever noticed the birth of the flood. Nor could they have, and not just because of the evidence of ancient civilization without noticing that they were around somewhere along the way, but also because we have genetic markers that trace human migration and descent of everyone in the world. The molecular clock of average mutation rates producing these markers correlates with radiometric dating of the artifacts and does not allow for a global flood. Instead, we have proof from multiple lines of evidence that the ancestors of the people now living in the Orient, Australia, India, Southern Africa, Europe, South America were already living there then, and that these people had already been in their respective lands for many thousands of years prior to Usher's date for the flood, and their genetic descendants are still in their respective lands today. Ask any archaeologist anywhere about the part of the world they study, and they'll show you different facts confirming that those people had already been there long before your time scale would allow. Almost if the global flood of Noah's Ark never happened. Because we know for certain that it didn't. Not just that it couldn't have. It couldn't have, but that's not it. We still have proof that it didn't happen, even if it could have.
So we trust God's word instead of man's fallible dating method.
You don't have God's word. All you have is a collection of man-made mythology.
Oh man, why is moonshine so expensive?
But you're probably starting their scalp cases up now.
Every religion, or most of the ones we still have, pretend that theirs is the absolute.
How much moonshine do you need for the scav case?
No matter which god or gods it is.
Who sells the scav case?
The world's religions can't all be.
No, it's a hide upgrade.
Claim to be, but they can all be absolutely wrong about absolutely everything.
Think about selling this moonshine.
It's basically a lucky dip thing. You put moonshine, Red Bulls, intelligence folders into it, and it will spit out some loot at the end.
Over that of educated experts with plenty of evidence.
I'm gonna sell this.
At least that's the idea.
Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Besides saying, you weren't there.
Neither was anyone involved in writing the Bible. That's why that book is wrong about everything. The people who wrote the Bible had no understanding. Everything the Bible says about the earth in relation to the rest of the cosmos is laughably wrong. For example, contrary to what the Bible says, God never laid these alleged foundations. The earth is not fixed upon pillars, and it actually does move, even though the Bible says otherwise. The foundations of heaven were supposed to hold up the giant mirrored domicile of the sky, in which the sun and the moon were both fixed in their orbits around the flat disc-shaped earth, and the stars were supposed to have been stuck in the expanse of this giant dome, but could occasionally come loose and fall out of the solid crystalline sky. But of course, we know now that the way the Bible describes that, or really anything, is all wrong, because it was written by primitive people who were obviously just making up stories to explain what they did not understand.
Keep us going for it.
Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?
No, Jane. These skits and this series and the parent company who pays for them are trying to stop people from thinking, to instead misinform and thus manipulate the masses, to deliberately deceive people so that they will be fooled into believing impossible absurdities that are not evidently true in a dangerous game of make-believe.
Let's go for that fucker.
Alright, we're running another scav, I guess.
Whee.
Very high value objectives added to your map. Very.
Let's see.
Warm is good.
High value target eliminated.
So we see some enemies over here, guys. I think they just killed the thing.
High value objective activated.
That's an Outlander down. Gotta reload.
Enemies come up the hill behind me.
Camouflage activated. Now you're dead. I have down green.
High value target eliminated. High value objective completed.
Grenade for you. Shield down.
Your teammate is helping.
Here's grenade.
Your teammate
A lot of team rolled up.
Spark bug. I ain't seen one of those in a while.
I've got a good few of them so far. Don't think I need them anymore. Those I'm just selling them at this point. There is some barter for them, but I can't remember what the fuck it is. See this Tarkov back up.
Gun Meme Review. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? We've got a lot to go over this week. Gonna talk more about the Alec Baldwin thing. Gonna talk about the Springfield thing. Gonna talk about the BDU thing. But first, it was Halloween recently, and all of us celebrated in our own individual ways. Garantham celebrated by, well, out of context Garantham. What you doing there, Mike? Carving out a piece of that pumpkussy. Pumpkussy. Pumpkinussy. Is it just pussy? And of course, I'm in Texas now, and apparently some of my few new fellow Texans went a little crazy this year. Karens. Guns are bad. No one should ever have one. Texans on Halloween. One gun per kid, please. Shit, man, am I too old for trick-or-treating? Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that's a bowl of XDs and shit. I'll pass. Don't worry, we'll get to Springfield soon. And for you Europeans, this is a joke photo. This didn't actually happen. Probably. The problem with trick-or-treating these days is you gotta come up with a costume. For women, it's easy. You just wear as little as possible. For guys, you gotta get a little creative, and creative some of you guys did. In fact, there was a new trend with Halloween costumes I saw this year. You guys dressed up as the Kenosha Kid himself. If anyone trick-or-treated at my door dressed like this, I would pull out the secret stash of the full-size candy bars. And probably offer him a backup mag. You never know. Speaking of Kyle Rittenhouse, you know, the kid who did nothing wrong, his trial actually just started on Monday. Judging by some of the early things coming out, direct quotes from the judge, I think things are looking pretty okay for Kyle. But I'm sure this is a scary time for him, and so he could use some words of encouragement. You know, maybe an inspiration.
Fucking
like,
yeah, I'll do.
You miss 100% of the pedos that you don't shoot. Wayne Gretzky. But moving right along, let's talk about Alec Baldwin. If you recall, we did an emergency gun meme review talking about the situation as far as the Alec Baldwin Rust shooting. You know, where Alec Baldwin didn't check his gun and, you know, got a CONUS kill and a collateral on his coworkers. Personally, I thought it was a good episode of Gun Meme Review. You guys seem to agree, but there's a few more memes that have come out that there was enough I had to cover this time around. Any firearms in the vehicle? No, sir. Only movie props. YouTube. I have no guns in the video. Just video props. I am not excited about the YouTube rules, by the way. They just announced new content guidelines that I hope get fixed soon. But basically means I'm not going to be able to be monetized on any full auto stuff, on any standard capacity magazines, or really just
Tarkov's working again, thank
I hope get
fuck.
corrected. That's why it's super important to take care of
Yeah, let me get out of this raid and I'll roll with you.
videos that we know probably aren't going to be monetized because YouTube is big poo-poo. That's why I'd like to thank SDI for picking up the tab on this episode of Gun Meme Review. I know a lot of you guys are into the weird, crazy firearm modification stuff and just all-around gunsmithing. If you want to check them out, I'll leave the links down in the description and in the pinned comment. We appreciate their support. This is my prop gun. It's my problem solving right here. On that emergency gun meme review, I did say, like, hey, well, what is the difference? People keep calling it a prop gun. What's the difference between a prop gun and a live gun if the prop gun shoots live ammo? People were quick to point out prop gun just means property, like it's property of the studio. It's kind of common. Totally get that. I just don't understand. The media seems to be kind of giving him an out, saying it was just a prop gun. It's like, well, no, it's a fucking gun that just happened to be a property of the studio. Never trust an actor with a gun. Abraham Lincoln, probably. Yeah, that happened, didn't it?
Hold on, let me get out of this raid and I'll be with you.
Actor, shot someone. Democrat, hit what they were aiming for. Oh, well, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like
I just went on a massive food run.
Things up, Marty Robbins. Iron, and it's just iron. Unironically, just iron. Big iron, big iron, big iron, big iron, big iron. Big iron, 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 iron.
Now, how bad is it if you do early termination?
What do you mean?
Like you leave the raid too early as a scav. Does it hurt you or not? I mean, other than your XP?
No.
Okay. If you're impressed.
All right, well, I'm about to.
There's no reason for it.
Be sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss it. We do Gun Meme Review every first and third Thursdays, except for when we're late, which is usually. And while you're down there, leave a like for the algorithm. We appreciate it. Helps more people get exposed to great content like this. So Springfield.
I can't tell if this is a scav or a PMC down
They're making
here.
a reproduction Browning High Power. Kind of came out of left field, but okay. Me, making fun of everything Springfield has done for the last 5 years. SA-35. A lot of people are putting aside Springfield's kind of iffy reputation in the past and kind of iffy quality of firearms altogether because Browning is Springfield. What does it take to make a quality firearm?
I'm just gonna watch them from here and make sure they leave.
I knew you wouldn't know. As always, bring on the people who've shot 100 rounds out of a Springfield ever. Say, mine's just as good. There's nothing wrong with mine. 20 rounds and running good. I don't care that you own an XD. I really don't. That's, you know, good for you. Do what you want. I only care when you say it's just as good when you and I both know it was just $80 cheaper than a Glock. To make things worse, at the announcement that Springfield was going to be releasing a high power, they did a promotion saying, we're bringing it back. EAA, who already makes a high power clone, immediately screenshotted and photoshopped it, saying it's already been brought. Springfield Armory's attorneys can't really take a joke. So over a Facebook post, Springfield has started to sue the shit out of EAA. This might be kind of entertaining considering these are two companies I really don't care about. duking it out. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of which, here's a new meme template for you guys. Came from a skit from some of my friends, and the screenshot was just too good not to meme. I think it fits pretty well in this context. Yeah, I think I'm done talking about Springfield, especially after I tell you that you can find original high powers for cheaper than what Springfield has released them for. Moving on. So, Big Daddy Unlimited stepped in it again. Now, before we even go into any of this, I know what you guys are saying. Big Daddy Unlimited's been a sponsor of your channel before. Isn't this a conflict of interest? Well, first of all, you guys should know by now, I say whatever the fuck I want. I have never been worried about losing a sponsor. Sure, sometimes I'll take the payday and get ad reads like, read Shadow Legends and, you know, mobile game ads and whatever. You can pretty much tell if I'm reading a script, it's not my actual thoughts. It's, you know, I'm being paid to read a script. It's like a commercial. I'm pretty sure you guys understand that. But as far as normal, like sponsor plugs, I have more sponsors than I can.
Alright, I'm extracting now.
I'm not worried about losing any. So what you hear from me is always actually what I think at the time. So if BDU does something fucking stupid, I feel perfectly comfortable calling them out for it. So is that what happened here? Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what they did, and let's talk about what I think about it. So BDU has stepped in it a couple times recently. A notable recent example was their competitor to the Rare Breeds Trigger, where Rare Breeds is actively fighting the ATF, and Big Daddy Unlimited, instead of supporting them, comes out with their own version of this same trigger, the Force Reset trigger style. Kind of a shitty move. It looks like Big Daddy Unlimited was actually in the legal right. You know, it was not actually patent infringement. It was a totally different thing, but same concept. Even then, really shitty.
You geared and ready? You need a minute.
No, I'm geared. Making a cup of tea.
Their media guy decided to sponsor a gun buyback. What? Gainesville Police Department. Gun buyback today. The Gainesville Police Department Office of the State Attorney Brian Kramer, 8th Judicial Circuit, Big Daddy Guns. We'll talk about what actually happened, but first, let's go over some of the memes, because this went over exactly as well in the meme sphere as you think. Having a stupid name. Never having anything in stock. Getting into a patent infringement case against Rare Breed while they're fighting an ATF case that's important to everyone. Sponsor a gun buyback event. Having pro-2A and pro-customer morals and principles. Fucking over the community, having scummy business practices, and sponsoring gun buybacks. Another. Me after seeing Big Daddy Unlimited pull another two-phase piece of shit move. So what the fuck happened here? So according to Big Daddy Unlimited and people I know directly, all they did was donate gun safes and firearm training on site there. They didn't actually sponsor the gun buyback itself. They were just on site, basically trying to give away free training and free gun safes for people who feel safer storing these guns in their house. Is that wrong? I don't fucking think so. Does it look fucking horrible? Yeah, it kind of does. I've said this multiple times in different contexts, but it's like Big Daddy Unlimited has everything. They are set up to be a major success in the industry. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot. Like, I have a slight conspiracy theory that whoever is running their media management or whatever over there actively wants the company to fail. Like, it's that bad.
Oh.
A bunch of shit on the back end.
All right, so we're going customs. What time? 12 day.
Honest question for you guys.
Yeah, I don't you have any night viz, so.
Because you know me, I'm a pro 2A absolute.
Hey, did you bring that
all gun laws are infringement kind
I'll grab it now. I'll grab it now. I'll grab it now.
I'm not talking about like some Australia bullshit where you're forced
and
to
that key.
buyback. That's horseshit.
I always have the key because it's safe room key.
Like police set up somewhere and offer you $100 Amazon gift card for, you know, the Jericho with.
I think safe room key. You always you don't always carry. You carry as long as you got a dock case to put it in, but
personally,
I do so.
I'll tell you the good and I'll tell you the bad, just so you like kind of figure out my thinking on this. Part of me is okay with it just because anybody who's willing to, if you look, it's always like a $50 gift card, $100 gift card, some shit like that. You know, $200 gift card for an assault weapon, some shit like that. Anybody who values a gun that little or is that desperate to get rid of them, I don't know if they're the kind of person that I want to have that gun. They're typically not your safe, responsible, gun-toting Americans, you know? So if they want to go in and voluntarily get rid of it, get it off the street, and potentially get stolen guns back to their owners, because let's face it, like, a lot of the guns circulating in the ne'er-do-well circles are stolen guns, that if the police run the numbers, they'll know who got it stolen. That scenario is not too bad for me. What I don't like is in places like, I guess, California, New York, New Jersey, wherever, they're doing a gun buyback like this. How many, like, military surplus rifles or weapons that, you know, have historical value get put in the fucking crusher? I'm sure a place like Texas or maybe even Florida, again, would have something like, you know, an auction to raise money for, you know, local police or something like that. You get guns into the hands of like collectors. That would be really cool. But I just hate to imagine the number of like priceless collectibles that have been crushed through shit like this. Anyhow, that's just my thinking. I'm not really sold on either way yet. Just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts. As for BDU, Jesus Christ, guys. I know you're trying to do good, but it would probably help if you just had a meme page like on payroll at some point. Just kind of like, before you do anything, consult them and ask, you know, hey, will this look fucking terrible to the industry? Because he'll be able to tell you, and if the answer is yes, you should probably not do that thing. Anyhow, let's lighten things back up again with some more gun memes. When the guy next to you mag dumps his 8-inch 5.56 with a big ass break. If you are that guy at the range, I probably pissed in your gas tank. Something about Shorty 5.56 massively fucking convincing. And of course you have to have that giant muzzle brake to tame that awful 223 recoil. Me, on Gunbroker, trying to figure out how prices just jumped $400. Look at that handsome bastard. Speaking of which,
I've got a critical game error, so I'm gonna reconnect, okay?
Alright.
Reaching new heights. Also for funsies. My mom, when I show her a meme on my phone, it's a mom thing. Now HK gets a lot of shit because they always, you know, import only the shit nobody wants. And if they do import the shit people want, they import it in a configuration that's just not sexy. Which is why I got a little crossover from the cursed gun images for you guys here. If HK really ever imports the MP7. Also 10-round single-stack mags, ultra comply, and special bolt that only feeds from a single stack. This goes to show you that Germany overdosed on based back in the day, and they've been suffering ever since. Dr. Fauci, killing puppies. The AFT. Yeah, sure, David Chipman didn't get the job, but you know what? Fauci seems like a logical runner-up given how many puppies he's killed. You know, as soon as you realize that he's been basically wrong about everything he's ever said. Which also actually makes him a pretty good candidate for the ATF. Seriously, if you haven't seen that Fauci puppy thing, you should probably check that out. I don't need a suppressor, and I don't want to pay $200. Shooting suppressed. Ooh. Seriously, if you've never shot suppressed, it'll change your world. I didn't think I needed a suppressor either for a long time. Then I got one, and now I have like 12. It's like if you've been colorblind your whole life and you realize what you've been missing. And speaking of which, absolutely nobody. Guys who got nods within the last 24 hours. Yeah, pretty much. Bravo 6 going broke. We own the early afternoon. I should probably find a way to put these in a video soon. Photographer. Okay, you two hold hands, and you, in the back, hold a gun to that guy's head. Nice. I'll add blush in post. Yeah, old gun photos are pretty fucking whack. Don't worry, guys, it's a prop gun. But why are you here? I thought you were financially stable. Feeling kind of called out right now. You guys think this is bad? One day, we'll do a shop tour. And
I assume you're in raid already?
Waiting for players.
I'm not sure if I've ever told you guys, but that all keeps...
Okay, here we go.
Waiting
for players?
Yeah, these days it will try to wait until everyone gets into the server before it loads everyone in, because before this wipe and before last wipe, there was a lot of late spawns, which people took advantage of. So they added a thing in that means that it will wait a lot longer to try and get everyone in at the same time. So it will. Because for a long time it was getting like horrendous fucking late spawn issues where like people spawn in like 30 seconds behind everyone else, and basically the moment they spawned in, someone was already at the spawn just waiting for their cunts and just domed them. It was bad. Alright, plant. Oh. Okay, set you to fully auto. Oh yeah, here, come here. take that and put in your ass. The thing, you'll see it.
I am. Thanks, mate. Come get your backpack, yeah?
I grab it now.
Fuck the Mayweather, mate. For real.
Storage now in a wee second. That is meth sniper. Or no, skelly sniper.
Skeleton?
Yeah, small scale. Total of 4 potential sniper spawns in this map.
Yeah, we're in the European servers. I'm gonna loot up in here. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I picked the American server. All the American servers name one European one. I picked the London one because it's close to you and it doesn't fuck me.
Yeah. It doesn't bother. I was just letting you know that we're on your servers. Hey, behind us! In the road, behind us!
Yeah.
He's got bad aim. You got a shot on yet?
No,
Right
I'm looping. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. He tried to throw a grenade at me. Oh shit, I just got shot.
Dead?
No, I'm still alive. I'm just bleeding.
Okay, hold up.
I'm fixing my bleed real quick.
He's running?
He's coming to me? He's coming?
Yep. Got him.
Roger.
Fucking Chad.
Right. I'm reloading now.
Yeah. I get ahead here because I am got no legs right now. He fucked my legs.
Roger.
Dirty cunt. Right. I'm in the middle of the garages. So as you come right where his body is, when you turn right, you'll see like a red garage with two double doors open. I'm in that in the left corner, fixing my legs.
All right, and then I'll loot him after you're done, since it's your kill.
Because I need to fix my fucking legs. Cunt blacked out both of them. Look me a shot, bastard though.
I hit him a couple times when he threw that grenade at me, but...
Nah, he's looking like a Chad, man. He had a beta 2 and all on him, like he was kitted. So he must have looped over from the other side of the map. Careful though, because he could have came from meth, which means we could have one other guy over here still.
Alright, I'm still looting garages. I'll keep an ear out. Let me know if you don't take anything off him.
Yeah, I know. I know how to run squad, dude. Just restock that mag. I think I blew through about 15 rounds in them.
Sounds like a sniper scav shooting.
It is. I already said this. Small scale snipers up. That's what that sound is. Right, looting this cunt.
I'm running around, so don't be alarmed.
Oh, okay. We sent a submachine gun. 19 level dog tag. That's good. Okay. You can have my backpack if you want to go nick this guy's beta 2.
Alright. I'm coming to you.
Sitting beside the body. You can have his rig and armor as well if you want. Yeah, I'm done with him. Work away.
Alright.
That's you, yep. Okay. Okay, so the backpack's laying loose beside his body, and then there's a rig and armor and shit on him if you want it. Like, I think I headshot him. There's not a lot of damage to the armor, so.
I don't see the backpack loosely next to him. Where'd you drop it?
Alright, come on, short shit quicker than this, dude. You get used to doing shit fast and Tarkov.
Damn it, I wish I could take these headphones. I don't have any room for it. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Fuck, I'm stuck. Hold on.
Oh, let's forget about this fucking body.
Alright.
Actually, it was not much of a shard. It was a bit of a shard, but don't know why he didn't bring better armor though. If he was bringing in a beta 2, right? That's all hit. Let's go. Oh, moving on left. Other side, other side. Careful. I think I started moving in big red. Sound like the left hand side of the wall. Yep. And around the trucks. Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yep.
Player?
Nah, Scav. I just said Scav. Listen!
Sorry, man. I'm gonna drive you nuts, ain't I?
If you do, I'll just shoot you in the head. Alright, let's move.
Come on. You're angry today.
I don't like repeating myself.
I'm sorry, man. I have a hard time understanding you sometimes. Like, I pick out important things, but then there's times where I hear things from you and it just doesn't register.
Okay, that is... Yeah, I'm still fighting a small scout. Probably someone trying to take out the sniper scav, I would imagine. Would be, I guess. Oh! On their edge! Back off, back off.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's a player. Okay, so the guy we engaged was probably from Trailer Park. Spawn. Not Trailer Park, Crossroad spawn. The guy across the road is either Old Gas or Meth spawn. Okay, back up and go wide left. Don't want to deal with this guy unless I have to. At least not this region, because I do not have a scope for this shit. He evidently does.
Alright, I'm going all the way left.
Yeah, yeah. Cross the road, Scav. Leave him.
Alright.
Okay. Don't go along the trash bridge actually. That guy's gonna be looking there now because he knows I went that way.
Alright, I'm gonna follow you in.
Careful, careful. There's scavs and shit around. My hope is that the scavs move up far enough that he has to engage them, and that distracts him so we can get across this fucking bridge without dying. Shit, scav one.
Alright, can I shoot him? Can I shoot him?
Yeah. Right, shit.
Where are you at? I'm healing. I'm up by the rail car behind the rock.
Yeah, I'm on the main bridge right now and trying to deal with the shit we have. This shit we have.
Alright, I'm about to, after I get healed up and reloaded.
Oh shit, I don't see this cunt. I see someone far end. Alright, let's look back down the land bridge way at the bottom. It's a bit risky, but these guys seem to be fucking sandwiching us right now. No, that's a player shooting at him. Okay, another scav down. If you can get across Trash Bridge, post, get across it now is probably your best chance to fucking get off the side of the map really quick.
Alright, I'm healing up, hold on.
That cunt's still over there somewhere. He keeps fighting the scabs, and I keep having to fucking fight them too, because they keep shooting at me.
Alright, I'm crossing Trash Bridge.
Yep. Maybe some scabs over there, just be careful. Keeping an eye. Not that I can see much, but...
Alright, I'm on the island, hold on. I'm looking and listening right now.
No, get the way across now. If you get stuck on that island, you're just guaranteed dead. Okay.
I can hear somebody.
Me, I'm moving across main bridge. Right. Check your ridge, and then start pushing right, I guess. I'll see if I can find this little asshole.
Oh, this is a player.
Yeah, there's a players and fucking scavs and everything was going down over here, but I think there's still a player over here somewhere. That's the one that has me worried.
Is that you?
No.
Gravel?
No, I'm not moving.
Up on me?
I'm in a bush far away from you, dude.
Alright, I'm looking over ridge, he's running. Weapon drive, reloading.
I hear him. Did he run through the gate?
He ran into the bushes and I lost sight of him.
I have someone running above me, is that you?
No, I'm standing still, reloading.
Okay, so I got someone above and someone below me. Okay, the guy above sounds like a scav. I'll try to take him real quick. If I can. Fuck, missed. One down.
Alright, I'm running in the road.
Okay, there's like 3 at the gate right now. I hit them a bit, but there was like 3 all spawned, stacked up together. Holy fuck. Careful. There's like 3 in that one area. Because they all stacked up beside each other, spawned beside each other. What the fuck?
Roger, I got eyes on gate. I'm in the middle of the road, middle shack.
Okay, just stay in bushes and shit though. Keep as much of yourself covered as possible. I'm gonna push up and try to deal with these assholes. At least with some of them anyway. One down. Two down. Shit. Where are you right now, Post?
I'm in the shack in the middle of the road.
Okay.
At the end of
Okay,
Main
okay.
Bridge.
Yeah. That's ice cream, by the way. We call it ice cream.
Yeah, I'm in ice cream.
Okay. This might get me killed, but I need to fix my arm. Thought I heard someone near me, but
I'm looking at gate from ice cream. I don't see anybody.
yeah, there's one scav still knocking about there somewhere. I killed 2 of them.
Alright, I'm outside of ice cream poking around. Don't fire on me.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a guy on main bridge or under main bridge. He hit metal. He's coming
Alright,
up.
don't shoot me. I'm in the bushes. I'm in the bushes.
Yeah, just listen to me.
Is that you on main bridge?
No, I just fucking told you.
Alright, quiet,
Enemy.
quiet. I'm about to shoot. Alright, he's off of main bridge. and
Yes,
he's headed to
I
the-
can hear him, Post. I'm the one that was reporting his fucking location.
Alright, I'm moving in on him.
Got him. Jesus Christ.
Alright, Roger.
Seriously, dude, pay attention.
Dude, I lost track of where you were.
Yes, but
I didn't want to shoot you.
don't. I told you there's an enemy either under main bridge or main bridge. You seen the enemy literally 2 seconds later.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you were still there.
If I was going to be in your line of sight, I already knew your ice cream. I would have fucking said. Jesus Christ, man. Right, these 3 scavs are dead. Come on over.
Alright, hold on. I'm looting this kill over here.
How you doing?
Alright. I'm in main road now. Looting this guy.
What rig do you have on at the minute?
I have an MK3 TV10 something.
You might want this belt rig then. It's usually a pretty good one. It's big.
This one's an alpha.
If you right click it and hit inspect, it'll tell you how many slots it has. This one's a 25 slotter, so if that one's got more than 25.
This one's a 20.
Okay, well the belt's a bit bigger then.
Alright, I'm coming to you. You still in those bushes over there?
No, when you come to the gate, I'm proned out on your right, looting. I hear you.
Alright. Alright, I see you.
So the body I'm looking on right now is got a belt rig on him for you.
Alright.
Well, is it this body? No, it's not this body. It's this dude here. Come here. Oh, behind you. Pushing.
Alright, reloading.
He's hurting. Oh. Careful. Got him.
Alright, cool.
How's you doing?
I'm doing good.
I said divine. He must be AFK. Right, careful. I think I had a shot come past me from RUAF there.
Is that you running?
Nope, nope. Kill it.
Alright. Over here by gate.
Player scav.
Alright, I see him. I'm gonna get him.
He's in the bushes that hole in the wall.
I got him. I dropped him.
Nice. He tried to voice call me. You good?
Fuck, there's another one. No, I'm not good.
Where?
He's coming to me.
Where?
He's outside here. On the ridge.
Okay.
Near gate.
Okay, okay. Where are you? Exactly.
I'm in the little shack. I'm in the little shack.
Okay. He's to your left somewhere. I think I heard him. Reloading. I'm not seeing him.
That's you reload?
Yeah, I'm just checking my mags and shit to see what I've got to fight with here.
Alright, I'm seeing nothing still. I need some meds if you have any.
I hear you. I'm trying to guard at the minute, dude. If I go near the front there, he'll probably just shoot me. Yeah, with body scav, had anything useful on him. Movement on my right, coming from ice cream. Okay, got one. Don't know if the guy attacked you. Did the guy attack you with a shotgun?
Yeah, shotgun.
Yeah, I think I got him.
Alright, I gotta start searching these bodies for meds.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna heal myself up and then I'll give him a grizzly here.
Roger.
I'll have about 500 health and, or something by the time I fucking repack and everything. Okay, what does this guy have? Fucking scav, man. I'm in that bush where you killed the dude. I think that's you running around.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. Just gonna fix my arm. I'm gonna med myself and then I will give you this grizzly. Fucking cunt showed up there. Best part is, this isn't even all the bodies that fucking killed. They killed like one or two more down the old fucking road. Ah shit, we're running out of time. Yeah, we're gonna have to just fucking start getting the exit. Where are you?
I'm by where that rig is earlier that you wanted me to have.
Okay, coming to you. Come here, come here, come here. Pick up that. Use it for healing. Let's get on it, or move on, dude. We gotta shift across the entire map. I'm just gonna see if what's anything decent on any of these cunts down here. Tuck down. Okay, there's one of the fuckers I shot.
It's probably gonna take most of this grizzly.
I know. That's why I give it to you. Why are these all got shite ammo? Alright, keep moving down the road and healing best you can. Because we need to get a shift on. Right, so to get out, we need to go along the main road, not through the gate, the other direction. And then we're going to hook it left towards Forts and loop around the arse of it. To see if old gas and stuff was open, because if that's open, that's our quickest exit. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's okay if you don't.
I'm going down. No, I'm going down the road right now.
Yep.
What'd you say?
Right, just go, continue on down the road. You'll see me. Yeah, see me?
Yeah, I see you.
Our closest exit is exactly where I'm looking.
Alright, let's go.
About a minute and a half away from us. It's a potential one though, but it's not a guaranteed one. That's why I want to get us moving quick, because we might have to do a long loop to get out of here.
Alright.
Seems we end up having to get stuck in a fight with about fucking 10
I remember the one by New Gas, and then you go past the checkpoint and all that down the road.
Yeah, that's CB 14 or something.
Okay. Yeah, I know that extract.
Yeah. That's the guaranteed one. We spawn on the side we spawned. We're gonna try old gas first, because there's two closer ones, but they're not guaranteed exits, so. Let's keep moving. Okay, yeah, someone came through here. Not surprising. What guns ammo you got in you? Why have you got AP in you? Does that fit in that? Damn. Right, moving. Pray the fuck we don't run to a load of fight now. Seems we just end up having to deal with a whole army of cunts. What's your energy and hydration like?
I'm drinking now. Hydration was down to like 2. I just drank water.
What? Okay. What about your energy?
I ate Tachanka earlier. I'm at 45.
Okay. I don't need all the details, dude. I just need the number. If I ask your energy, just give me the number. Alright, I'm out the other side. Keep moving.
Alright.
Approaching the rail line now. Okay, we don't have old gas yet. We need to get a shift on then.
I've lost you.
Just keep going directly up the direction I looked at when we were at the other fucking side. Through that building we entered and out the other side and straight ahead.
Alright, I see old gas.
Yeah, that's where I am. Is that you about to come in?
Yeah, it's me. About to come in.
Okay. I think I hear a scab around here as well, so be careful. I'm to your right. Anything to your left, kill on sight. It's me.
Alright.
Right, I thought I heard a scab over here. We ain't got time to piss about those, so we're just gonna have to play this kind of aggressive. Careful. Yep. I see him.
Yeah.
You get him?
No. He's dead now.
Okay, let's move, let's move. We ain't got time to loot, unfortunately.
I've got a heavy bleed.
You got anything for it?
A grizzly won't do nothing, will it?
Yeah, yeah, I'll fix it, I'll fix it. Oh, damn it. You ain't got time for this shit. I don't think. Keep moving, keep moving. I might get out of this one time, but I don't mind too badly. Goddamn. That there. That there, just keep moving.
Alright, I'm CMSing my blacked out arm.
Keep moving and CMS and keep moving and CMS and we literally might make it out if we don't.
You can't move while you CMS. It makes you stop.
Oh, why you see it? Don't see it. Ah! 3 minutes. You don't have time.
Let's go, baby. Let's ride.
Okay, can't pick up Slava. Let's go. Oh, I hope that fucking gate's bunker's open. I just got some good shit off that dead PMC. Round to like 40. Yeah, okay. Just keep moving. Don't CMS and try to avoid healing as much as possible. Just
no,
keep
I'm done
running.
CMSing.
Yeah, and try to avoid healing as much as possible. Slows you down. We need to move. We need to haul ass right now. Because our exit is at least a minute and a half from us, and that's at good speed. And I'm like I'm heavy, so I'm not getting my stand back as quick as I usually would. Hey, Kurtz. Yeah, we should make it if we just keep happing it. Come down and clear bunker. We're good.
Alright, I'm going in.
Oh, fuck. Fucking scav army at the beginning. Jesus Christ.
You were stressed out, man.
Not stressed. Angry. Big difference.
Well, don't be angry.
That's not how angry works. Oh. Let's see. Was that TX5000 I got out of that cunt? Okay, yeah, 9 scavs. What was the longest kill on them? 95 meters, not too bad.
Off camera. And then there's the random shit that is on my desk.
I've signed a stay-at-home order for the entire state of North Carolina.
Come on, guys! Trump said we were essential. Oh, whatever. At least we still have power. What's up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? It's day 4.
It's Mark Room running.
Trapped inside my own shop thanks to the quarantine. Water ran out 2 days ago, so we're down to just alcohol now. Thank God. Yesterday, I was able to find cell phone reception for like 30 seconds, so I immediately went in my Discord to ask for some help. And you guys responded by flooding my inbox with as
many cursed gun images as you could. Oh, hell yeah. Power came back on. That means we finally got enough tears from AR.
Man, this game is so buggy, man.
That's all the same around wipe time.
What's going on, guys? Back to you with some cursed gun images. I hope your quarantines are going well. Still trapped in the shop, but that's okay. No, it's not. Because now the only thing I can do really to get content out to you guys is another cursed gun images, which I really don't ever look forward to because you guys have some sort of sick pleasure in sending me some of the worst gun images you can find on the internet. And some of you have even resorted to trying to make your own. And they're heinous. Stop it. I gotta get ready for this one. Having a taste of good old-fashioned Lead Slingers whiskey. All right, now I'm ready for cursed gun images. Just remember, you wanted this. All right, let's see number one here up on the docket. This is why I don't do these videos more often. So you've already started out with my complete hatred, as this is a bullpupped AK. But that wasn't bad enough. You now have screws, a screw build. This is a screw built AK. Those are clearly bolts. The heat treat on that receiver was clearly done expertly, as it is doing the wave. And for the bullpup front end, I actually I a little bit respect your devotion to the AK, but I also still hate you because that is an AK receiver that they've used as their chassis for the front end, the lower handguard area for their bullpup. I really want to say this is photoshopped. I'm gonna call this one. This is almost becoming like a game for me. It's like, did somebody actually build this coat hanger abortion in their garage, or is this just a Photoshop? I'm gonna call Photoshop on this one, and I really hope I'm right. I really hope nobody did this for real. Please, nobody prove me wrong, because I am gonna sleep very, very soundly tonight thinking that this is fake. I knew we were gonna get to this one because ever since Cursed Gun Images 1, you guys have been DMing me this. This is a mare's leg lever action AK, and it's hideous. I do the air quotes because this clearly does not work. That is like just a crazy trigger guard looking thing going on there. I'd be surprised if this gun works. Yeah, you can even see the weld there in the back, that lever action. People keep asking for a lever action AK. Just buy a fucking AK. And if you really want it to just be a single shot, don't drill the gas port. It's that easy. Nope, you want to look like some sort of retarded Soviet John Wayne, and I don't understand it. What would that look like? By the way, what is this resting on? That is a unique background. This is just like a brass shavings from a lathe or something like that. Moving on.
Okay.
Tired of looking at this. Oh, sweet baby Croyd.
It's very nice moustache.
And you're doing it well.
A little.
You know somebody knew what they were doing because of the troll sticker. And yeah, this is superb. This would look amazing on like Gucci Han Solo. Turquoise blue blaster. The Germans didn't engineer perfection back in the 1890s just for you to do this in 2020. Please stop. All right, so it looks like we got some FAMAS stuff, except it's not, because that would make too much sense. This is some sort of retro FAMAS conversion, AR-15. Why? Why did you do that? Not only why did you do that, why did you spend, that's a lot of effort. This looks like somebody went through a lot of effort to make this physically repulsive. Of all the things people like about the FAMAS, I don't think anybody said, hey, that big-ass charging handle up top, let's make that bigger. You are going to bring down the wrath of Gun Jesus on all of us. And frankly, we deserve it. Okay, so now we've gotten to this one. This is a Sten bullpup. Soapbox moment. Unfortunately, I have become the very thing I have sought to destroy. Ever since I started doing these Cursed Gun Images videos, people have started photoshopping things and posting them all over the internet of just random bullpup crap or fusions of different guns altogether. It's cancer. Please stop. And don't tag me in it. I hate looking at it. Some of them are okay, and that hurts to say. But then there's shit like this. This is where you know someone is either trolling the shit out of people like me, or they genuinely have no idea how firearms work. It's a magic fucking box that looks vaguely weapon-shaped, that you pull the trigger and bad shit happens to the dude you're pointing at. That's their understanding of firearm mechanics. So the Sten is an open bolt, blowback 9mm submachine gun. It is basically an angry tube with a bolt that moves back and forth, igniting the little 9mm pews. See that little welded cap there above where you put the trigger? That's where the bolt stops. That is the bottoming out point of your bolt. So it is alarming to me, someone with a vague understanding of the Sten, why there's a magazine behind that point. This is alarming because the bolt cannot now reach your bullets, as you have essentially put a Sten mag holder beside your single shot Sten. 1 out of 10, this gun would not work. Stop photoshopping these things if you don't know. If you don't, just stop. Don't do it. Oh, goody, more Sten stuff. This is the other one. And then I'll be done. Then we'll just be looking at cursed gun images. But I gotta say this. Putting weeb shit on a gun does not make it a cursed gun image. It just means you should probably have a better relationship with your parents.
I don't know if you had a father, and if so, I don't know if he's extant. But I hope he didn't see what you did, because I'm confident he would be embarrassed by you.
Okay, I genuinely don't know what I'm looking at. Let's try to break this one down, because I hesitate not to call this cursed, because it actually looks kind of neat. But it also might be cursed. So let's see. That is clearly some sort of Glock. I am assuming maybe like a 19 by the size with a suppressor on it, but that's not what's weird. What's weird is this stock attached to it. I don't know what kind of stock this is. Might be kind of fabricated, definitely would. If this actually works, that might be some sort of trigger linkage to the Glock. This clearly makes it an SBR, short-barreled rifle. So I hope this guy has papers, either that or you can say goodbye to Fido. A wood stock with a cheek riser with a knob on it, an adjustable cheek riser. Man, this is just a Frankenstein's carbine.
Yeah,
and of course, the optic that is not attached to the slide, but instead to the wood stock. That's excellent choice. Luckily, judging by those magazines to the left, I think this is airsoft. So false alarm. We're all good. This isn't cursed. This is just a 16-year-old. All right, we're back to cursed. I almost respect it. I really do. So this is some sort of bolt-action rifle, it seems, with an AK. I'm just trying to break down everything that's on this gun. It looks like it's a bolt-action, barreled action with an AR handguard hose clamped onto it. Don't knock the tactical hose clamp. If it's good enough for an AK-50 prototype gas tube, it's good enough for me. No, he's got not one, but 2 tactical hose clamps here, as he has one also attaching his flashlight to the end of... Okay, I gotta love this, because you went through all the trouble of putting an AR-15 handguard on it.
So
like
armor steel, you said that can keep on being repaired and be fine?
You don't fucking use it. You use the hose clamp. That's one.
Sorta. You didn't fully listen again. It repairs well, okay? But armored steel and stuff, there's about half the materials in the game. When you repair them, you will lose about 4 or 5 points of the total maximum health of the armor.
Okay.
With the ceramics, and I think there's one other material, you will lose about 10 to 15 points on every repair. So that makes them usually worth repairing. However, when they drop below 50% of their like brand new maximum health. So as an example, Gazelle starts off with 65 maximum health. By the time you repair it to the point that its health is below 30, you can't sell it to Ragman, which means you have to sell it to Fence, which means you get fuck all of your money back. Which is why I said to you, what you want to do with the ceramic armors and anything that repairs really badly, once it gets fully destroyed in a run, if you somehow manage to get that fucking thing back out, you'll get one good repair out of it, and after that point, if it takes a good bit of damage, don't repair it again, just sell it.
Okay.
But then with the armored steel ones and stuff, I will say, them you repair, because they repair really well, and you will get a good few runs out of them before you need to start worrying about how much health they have. Yeah, this don't last forever, but they'll last a hell of a lot longer in decent quality than your fucking ceramics will.
I'm having a hard time letting go of my PPSH.
It's a terrible gun.
I know.
And I've seen you shooting Tarkov, not a gun that suits you. You spray. the PPH on the face of it looks like a gun that you should spray. It's not.
I got you. Alright, let me see. Let me make sure I'm good to go real quick.
Despite the fact that it's fully automatic, which would suggest the best way to use it is to spray the absolute fuck out of everything with it. In practice, that is the worst thing to do with it because its ammo will penetrate nothing. Which means you have to go for the head, which means you can't just spray loads of bullets into him and hope he dies, because against Scav that might work, against a player that you're going to lose pretty much every fight doing that. That shit will not work on a player. He will just turn around and pop you in the face.
Alright, getting a suppressor for my gun.
I need a sight on it. You need a sight on you. The rest you can just sell. Oh, sell to mechanic. Come on, game. Fucking catch up with yourself. Thank you. See you out, doggo. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, you're on the fleet. Hesley mask, what are you going for? Yeah, still about 56k, not too bad. Nearly sorted, dog. I know, I'm coming, doggo. I hear you.
Alright, so you gotta do some shit with your dog or what?
Ah, it's got that right. Nature's calling her. Come on, puppy. Go. Jay, you're waiting to get out, so go. Stop being awkward. Go on. Go. Go. Okay, let's pop you there. Move the bag from your game. Just, oh, fuck's sake, dog. Right, then fuck off up to mummy. Go on. In or out, make up your mind, horse. Go. Ooh. Come on, Tarkov. You're about to crash me again, you cunt.
Barrel, which is a good, I don't know, 2 inches below. So either you're using this for indirect fire, or you're just trolling me, which you're doing well. But I honestly can't be butthurt. I enjoy this. God, this quarantine's got me fucked in the head because I'm enjoying Curse gun images right now. But to finish everything off on the back end,
I don't want a better back.
we have an AK underfolding stock. That's a piece of art. I'm just kidding. It's bad and you should feel bad. Oh, goody. Speaking of underfolders, we have the thing that should not be. This is an SBR. I hope somebody's got their paperwork for this, because this is an AR pistol with an AK
update. Okay.
attached to the.
That's why I think fucking froze. The game needs an update.
Oh, they've already released one?
That's so
Yeah, there's probably a hot fix one just.
A lot of actual work went into this, and I'm not sure if I should commend it or not.
Well, I might
Normally,
need to back out
I don't like it when people put AR shit on AK.
So there just 4 megabytes. It's probably just some optimization hotfix and shit.
Put AK shit on ARs, mostly because it could have gone on an AK and it would have looked all right. Wow, okay, that's a lot to unwrap. Oh, holy shit! Actually, that's the gun from Deadpool 2, the one that Cable used. I remember sitting in the theater wondering what the hell he was using. So let me try to break this one down, because I think this one's up to the prop department. So I guess kudos. I think. So this is like a modern Thompson's, because they started, the core of the gun is like a Vector, I guess a Vector 45, with a Thompson stock on it. But the thing that was freaking me out that I couldn't quite figure out, I couldn't pinpoint it in the theater, was they had an M82 Barrett brake on the front, which is a little overkill for 45, especially a 45 rifle configuration. But hey, I'm not from the future, I don't know these things. Looks like they have a smaller front end of an AR-15 underneath that barrel. And just to top things off, because you know there's no such thing as overkill in an R-rated Marvel movie, they have an M203 grenade launcher for 40mm. 10 out of 10 would boog with this rifle. We need to have a serious sit-down talk with Florida. The idea that the standard AR-15 pistol grip was not comfortable enough for you. You were instead much more comfortable holding a Deerhoof. AR guys meets Florida man, and this is what you get. A little bit of Alabama sprinkled in. Honestly, this was probably seized from Joe Exotic's home. Okay, believe it or not, this is not actually a cursed gun image. This looks like something that would have been photoshopped, but it is not. This was actually a real thing that the U.S. Army developed. I think it's the Davy Crockett recoilless rifle or something like that. And this is basically a small artillery piece that fires nuclear warheads. I am not making this up. I don't know if this was ever used or anything. Well, no, God, no, it was never used. Tested, I mean, like actual field test with people and things. God, I hope not. It was that weird point right after the end of World War II where we had just used nuclear weapons for the first time in human history. And all of the scientists...
Come on, load Tarkov, you bitch.
...this could have on the future of mankind, and the entire world was afraid of going into a nuclear holocaust. Meanwhile, the military-industrial complex was just kind of like, hey, could you build us something to shoot that from a Jeep? That's U.S. weapons development for you right there. It's a terrible idea. It never should have been done, but goddamn, we sent it anyway. Okay, I was actually wondering when this one would show up.
There we go.
I don't necessarily hate this one.
And I'll be ready to run another one. Where are we going this time? Back? We gotta go back to customs.
I'm trying to hit safes. So I hit safes there, only we got stuck in a fucking gunfight with a load of cunts at the very beginning.
Judging by that third pin, I'm guessing it's a machine gun, and damn, I sure hope so. No, this was never a production gun. This looks like it comes straight from Khyber Pass, Pakistan, where dreams come true and AKs go to die. The really sad part about this is that
these metal parts are expensive
it looks
as
like this
fuck.
was actually like
Metal
a
spare
Type 3
parts.
milled AK.
Yeah, I'm just stacking them. It's gonna take a while. But 3 so far.
One of the weird things they do over there in Khyber Pass is they actually mock the look of a stamped AK by milling a little stamped dimple in the magwell to make it look stamped, but it's actually a milled gun. You can see there on the front trunnion, that's obviously a milled gun. There's no rivets in it or anything like that. I've even seen fake rivets. Like, they do some weird shit over there. I don't understand their taste. But yes, definitely a little AK pistol, probably a machine gun, you know, Pakistan. Why not? Is it cursed? Yeah, probably, but I don't know. I'd still rock it. So this appears to be a pistol and side-folding version of the Barrett M82A1. I'm gonna go back to my previous cursed gun images reference with where to bolt go, dough. So the problem with this here is that,
Alright, let me check on my dude. I think I'm ready.
That's a very big firearm. Now, in order for a semi-auto weapon like this to function, it has to have equal, if not more, space.
What kind of backpacks you got? You got anything really good?
To reciprocate.
Some decent sized ones.
Round load the next round, that whole 9 yards.
I really want a big one. I want to strut
or have
the
a prayer
corner.
in hell.
I'll wait till we find
Notice where the bolt and carrier assembly ends.
It'll be a matter of time anyways, right?
Pistol. Now know that it has to be
eventually.
that distance further back.
Eventually you get to the point where everyone's running triceps and shit.
Like a pistol that appears to be dangerously close to the shooter's
Alright,
face
you ready?
and or shoulder.
Give me a sec.
In reality, it's actually probably behind that, meaning that this thing
Okay,
is
don't need that
no country
stuff.
for old men style. to your jawbone. Still, 7 out of 10 might operate. Actually, while I'm on this page, Kalash Lover. God, I feel mixed about shouting this out right now. Kalash Lover runs a very interesting page where he's basically become known for a lot of these cursed gun images, such as these, like challenges.
I gotta visit all
shout out the comments.
Christmas trees. You done that yet?
It's not the worst
Fuck
Photoshop
no.
I've ever seen, but it's crude. It's hurtful. So I guess go check him out if you.
You're too much of a rat for all that, right?
Pretty much. I know where they are, and a lot of the places they are not places I have any intention in putting my feet into until this event's over.
556 Chris Vector. That wouldn't work, but.
Because some of them are placed in really dangerous spots, and because of the wipe event, it's just made them even more dangerous.
M240 Bravo plus broadsword bayonet. I'm not even mad, but I am a little disappointed. At least
I'm thinking about running BP. PS is bad,
huh? Get them the face or leg, it'll do the job, but that's about the only use of it. It's a leg met ammo. It's a leg met ammo, that's all.
It's like taking a Fabergé egg and ripping it apart for the jewels to put on your bedazzled jeans. So I think this is like, I don't know, this is maybe like an M44 Mosin, because of that side-folding bayonet, in some sort of chassis with a thumb hole stock and like sheet metal sides. Like this is like a sheet metal block that's either screwed or riveted together. This was a lot of work. You put a lot of time into making this look as terrible as it does. On the bipod that you clamp to the barrel, directly to the barrel, even though you put that Picatinny on the bottom. It's like you went through the effort to put the Picatinny there, right there, and then you just clamp the bipod straight to the barrel. Why not? You know, I refuse to believe that people put that much effort into trolling. That had to be somebody that was serious. Seriously retarded.
Wow, the game is worse than what it was before for me.
You guys made sure that that was just not in the cards for me.
It's bad, dude.
Like I said, it gets slow and shit during wipes because all the servers get overloaded as fuck.
To amend my bullpup policy. So at
I mean,
first
this is bad, dude.
And then I
I can't click a single
I
thing.
hate all
Yep.
non-purpose built bullpups. You know, things that started as normal weapons and then you bullpupped it because I guess you're fucking bored. I'm gonna amend that a third time. I also hate non-bullpup things that started as bullpups because this looks pretty heinous. Either that or it looks like a Star Wars prop gun. For those of you who don't know, the Obrez is kind of a slang term thrown around for a shortened pistol version of a Mosin Nagant rifle. It has since been adopted and kind of used as a slang term for a hacked up Bubba shit pistol of any kind. Yep, I've seen that one around. Obrez nunchucks. Why do I bother? It's your favorite Ninja Turtle. Just fucking NDing into everything. G11. Obrez. I don't necessarily feel comfortable saying that that doesn't work because I don't know how the G11 quite works. But I feel pretty comfortable in my assessment that somebody who does know how it works would agree with me that that doesn't work, or at least doesn't make any sense. That is an Obrez. Again, you guys like Obrezes for some reason. That is an Obrez with a ridiculous muzzle brake on it because, you know, you're going to take all that weight off the front end of your gun, lose the muzzle velocity, but add the weight back. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure as fuck didn't. If you have any recommendations for future content, please let me know, and I'll read through the comments whenever I get a chance, so that I'll know what to do for the next video. I hope you get me the fuck out of here, because I'm starting to lose my mind. I have a stack of AKA guy shirts over there in the corner that I've just been wearing. So every day's kind of blending in. I don't know what time it is. And please, for the love of God, please stop sending me cursed gun images, because I don't like to see them. I don't want them. You know what? Fuck your cursed images. I don't need them. I'll fucking. You want a fucked up Obrez? I'll show you a fuck up Obrez. Where's my Mosin? Where's the hacksaw? Where's the whiskey? Oh, whiskey's that way. Let's do it.
There we go. That's better. I like Space Voice. Ah, Jesus, I felt letting up again. Fuck. If I saw some CAG tape.
wrong side of the bucket.
Snap, crackle, pop. We should put that up in the shop.
How could you say no to that face?
I've seen things you wouldn't understand.
Oh,
Where's
the
the hacksaw?
There you go.
I found the hacksaw.
Thank you, sir. Oh shit, sorry.
Don't worry about it, it's Moses.
Oh, it's ours. Good boys. Okay. The daily's bugged out again because I'm pretty sure I just selected all mine already. Yep.
Alright, I just went to upgrade my weapon. Where are we going now?
I'm going back to customs, dude. It has like loads of safes, and I need shit from safes, so.
Let me buy
There's
one more
1,
magazine.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 safes on customs. 3, 4, 5, 5 in dorms. 1 in gas, and then 1 in the director's office. But I never go there because if you go up there, you get trapped there, you just end up dead. Making it a fucking terrible place to try to get the safe hit. Unless your goal is to get shot in the head.
Alright, 08. Let me
Come on, Grizzly. Got me fucking secure, you cunt. Oh, go in. There we go.
Alright, I'm just insuring a couple things. Alright, I'm looking.
Yeah, I know. I'm just getting ammo. And a spare mag. Fuck did I put my spare mag? Again, where'd you put my mag I just bought? There's no space to put it anywhere but where I'm looking right now. There it is. Thank you. Right, PS. I don't think I've got BP unlocked yet, so I'll just have to stick at the PS for now. Okay, yeah, I'm good. 09. Yeah, everything insured that I need to insure. No point in insuring the backpack. If someone finds that, they will take it.
So that AK you're running is a higher caliber.
7.62.
It's got better knockdown.
A little bit. PS
How's
isn't
the
great,
recoil?
but not brilliant, but not terrible.
You're running PS on that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm running PS on this. I was running BP last raid.
No, PS is so in 7.62. The minimum you want to be running is PS. In 5.45, the minimum you want to be running is either BP or BT. PS is grand for leg meta in people, but that also means you need to keep it on your aim on point, because as soon as it raises to the chest, if they have any sort of armor on, you're not killing them. PS is basically the AK version of the submachine gun rip ammo. Really high flash damage, really low penetration.
What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? Guess who's no longer banned from YouTube? Figured we'd open up strong on my triumphant return to having a job.
Preparing the game.
Something we promised for a good while. This here is the Kalashnikov.
Oh.
It's absolutely absurd. It shouldn't exist. It's based on the Russian prototype that we showed off in the Cursed Gun Images video. We said if we got to 1 million views, we would build one, and you guys never let me forget it ever since we said it. So here it is. And today we're going to take our first shots with it. And then we'll talk about basically what the fuck this is. But before we do that, I've actually not shot this gun yet before, so might need a little bit of safety equipment.
Yes, my friend. Protection.
Thank you.
Of course. Titanium Alton helmets. K6. Very nice.
Now we're ready. But real quick, first.
Unsynchronize, you bastard.
First, we have to thank our sponsor. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over some of the cool stuff that you... Oh, this is awful. Okay, so on a serious note, I'm going to attempt to make some hits here. You see we have our offset rear sight with our front sight slightly rotated, a little bit counterclockwise to try to meet up in the same spot. I'm curious to see if this is actually going to make hits. We'll give it a shot, and this thing is allergic to fucking sheep oil, for one. I'm gonna have to take off my fucking GoPro.
I can't believe Bubba stayed up playing this shit all night. That's crazy.
He's just a bit of an insomniac. I'm pretty much still see him.
I hate that that works. So we didn't zero this at all. And it's at least as accurate as every other AK out there. Trigger assembly inside. Welded on the back here to the other part of the AK trigger there. With a wire linking around to an AK axis pin, welded onto the side of the receiver that actually pulls the trigger. It's awful. It's terrible. And we actually cut off a regular rear sight block here and welded it on the side to the offset. Try to get a cheek weld on this.
I'm not even amazed at this iPod right now. Wait, what the French toast?
Right. Look at the side.
If I'm small when I have to do this, this is like an iRig.
Let's just put it here.
You can mount it on your shoulder and you're fine.
Actually,
I'm not joking. Put it on your shoulder. It lines up perfect.
Yep.
I hope you don't get stuck in a fucking bridge fight again. Although it's kind of nice to see someone finally taking advantage of the fact that you can camp that fucking thing and catch people out. Because I always wondered why people didn't bother with that.
Is anybody watching your stream?
Probably not.
You're a fucking dick, that's why, mate. Nobody cares about your damn stream.
People know that I do that, but like, I don't know. Maybe people don't realize I've killed.
You're a fucking twit.
I've killed like a load of PMCs from that spot, and that's the first time I've legit seen someone else camping it. So it is.
You're a fucking twit.
Well, I do try. Okay,
You're
not much
a
in
fucking
there.
ball bag, mate.
Alright, listen out, fucker. Red raid now, which means there could be cunts coming up in us any moment.
Aye.
Because we would have had to spawn down the far right, down by Trailer Park. Scav on the right. Got him.
You know what? That's what I didn't do. Is I didn't bring extra rounds.
Shells bring a stock of them. Alright, let's get out of that position, because now someone would have heard that shit.
Alright, let me see if he's got the ammo I need. No, he's got 7.62.
No, it's SKS ammo. You can immediately tell by looking at the gun, dude.
Yeah, I saw. But I did grab his SKS in case I need it. Where'd you go?
To your left. Careful, there's still a spawn potential to the right. That's why I want to get out of that position really quick. The only time you should ever immediately loot your kill. Oh, yeah, end of the reel. Player.
Where?
He's between the halfway down the train. Down low. He went out the hole in the wall. Right, he's going to the ridge. He's going to the ridge. So he's on the outside of the white wall right now.
I think I hear him.
That's me at the white wall. He's on the outside of it. I'm gonna go wide left. He's here right. Post. He went through the hole down there.
Roger.
But he's probably going to the land bridge or something now. May have missed him. Depends how quick you want to run away. Okay, could still be over here somewhere. I'm not seeing him on the ridge yet. I'm crossing the land bridge.
Oh, I just got shot.
Alright, he's further down then.
Yeah, he's down range. I'm gonna be behind the rock up here, healing up.
Yeah, I'm down by the water, going along.
He tried to fuck me pelvis up, yeah?
Get comms, dude. Only needed to know shit in the middle of a fight, please. I need to hear the prick. Come on, fucker.
You still on land bridge?
No, I'm going along the water, down low. I'm about halfway to the far down. I hear him. He's about halfway down the train. Somewhere.
Alright. I'm moving up.
He's running.
Alright, is he coming towards me?
No.
Oh, I see him. I'm gonna move in on him.
I'm pushing to his left.
I just shot him in the ass. He's still there.
Okay.
So now he's got eyes on me.
Oh, he knows roughly where I am too. Just keep pushing, keep an eye ahead in the swivel for him. Careful.
Alright, he just hit the train. He
Okay.
crossed the train.
Right, so he's probably
I'm
trying
crossing too.
to loop around behind us.
Yeah, I see him. Alright, he's headed down.
I heard him.
He's all the way at the end down there?
Yeah, I heard you hit him.
Alright, I'm moving in on him. Oh, he's shooting at me now?
Pushing him.
There's another one? Come.
Alright, back off.
I'm dead. I'm dead. There's two of them.
Yeah, I know. I heard you. Alright, give me comms then, because I need to fucking try to kill these guys. I got a few hits into one of them.
back. Did you survive it?
Comms. I think I've looped the whole way to the right.
Can I talk yet? Is it safe?
Not really.
It's never safe, is it?
Not in the middle of a fight, because these two cunts are still alive. Fucked them up really badly, but didn't get the kill shot.
If you get a chance and you see my body,
I
can you
know,
my
I know.
backpack?
I'll try, but
No promise.
trying to get behind me again, because so far every time I've shot them and moved, they've gotten the direction wrong as far as where I've gone. Suspect at some point they'll twig. But I'd be surprised if your shit's still on you at this point. Okay, hear one of them. Hear both of them. One down. Right, where's his body? That's 3 man. I'm about to die. It's a fucking 3 man, dude. Yeah, there we go.
God.
Yeah, but I killed 2 of them. There's a 3 man, it wasn't a 2 man. Might have been a run away from that, but it died. It had 2 black arms, everything else bright red, and a black stomach. So, my odds of surviving that one were pretty damn low. See.
I was just running a quick scav while you did that.
Alright.
My feelings are kind of hurt. I lost my gun.
Well, I lost my gun too, even though I killed 2 of the cunts. Don't know where the fuck the 3rd one came out of though. Oh, that could have just been a 3rd party. Oh no, Tarkov.
I could probably make hits like that. Oh, just wait. No, it gets better. So actually, to put a magazine in, it helps if you flip up the rear sight to get it out of the way and then flip it back down. No. Bad, you have to hold it. Here, I'll hold the real gun.
Yeah, hold your AK. I mean, yeah, it's not... Why is it
You have to. In order to get it offset,
I mean,
you gotta rotate that to the left.
Oh God, there it is. Okay, I got a good sight picture, guys.
I feel like this.
I thought you were a fucking sniper.
Make sure you get tested now.
Shot me in the arm.
An S diary, huh?
Oh, Tarkov, you bitch. There we go.
A GP. I don't know what a GP is.
We golden coin. Yeah, it's a barter item. Let's just get getting decent on him. We're on him real quick.
Somebody take this away from me? This is so weird.
I hit it. I hate it so much, Brandon.
It's really hard to do this.
Oh, there we go.
Well, this exists. Honestly, this is the worst thing you guys have ever made me build. You wouldn't stop asking for it, and you were flooding the comment section of everything we ever posted, asking where this was. So the answer is here. And it's your fault. Anyways, guys, it's good to be back on
Oh,
YouTube.
look, Tarkov, you
Appreciate
bastard.
having a career, and as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
I believe I'm in the store that has the Tetris.
Ah, don't interchange that well, man.
Hello, my fellow Kalashnikov enthusiasts. How are you today? We're going shooting? We should go, man. Hey! Where are you guys going? I thought we were gonna hang out!
Okay, guys, just be conservative with the ammo. I brought it out, and just, you know, don't waste it.
I thought you had something productive to add to the chat, excuse me.
Don't die.
Don't die, okay. I'll try not to, buddy.
Tarkov, come on.
What? What's up?
Okay, I'm gonna test fire it. Camera pans over, we're all hiding behind a vehicle.
Just like, you're good, bud.
Let's look what's right with this gun, okay? So, it does have a left-sided charging handle.
Oh, this is true. I didn't
This is
even think
good.
about it.
This is good. Okay, it is. What is this? Oak.
Balsa.
That's great too. Ow! That's a hot barrel. Fuck. It might be hot.
I forgot. There's no heat shield on that at all.
Oh, Tarkov dying again on me.
And this would cost you $6. At the time, you could get a
Yeah, Tarkov's dying for me again. Fuck.
vicinity of $15 to $20.
I don't know, maybe it's not.
A repeating shotgun, pump action shotgun, which would essentially do the same thing without all the weird mousetrap stuff on the outside.
A Zippo, is that worth anything or get rid of that bullshit?
You trade it for fuel, that's about its only use. Well, trade it for fuel and grenades.
There are advertisements that are
Fuck it,
just
I got rid of it.
direct from the Alof's manufacturing company, but Othaius over at CN Arsenal, who is also
USBAs, are they any good?
Eventually, he's had 5 years to scoop me. He hasn't done it yet.
Don't think so. I think there's a barter for them, but that's about it.
He is one who actually did some digging through Ivor Johnson's catalog.
I'm
and
getting
found
rid of them
some
bitches
fair
too.
Pricing. So, kudos to Othaius for digging up that.
Ooh,
this
Ultra Nozler ammo? Is that some good shit?
No, I don't know.
Take a close look
Doesn't
at it,
sound familiar.
And then we're going to go shoot it, because I know that's what everyone wants to see. So here's the working side of the thing. The opposite side of the gun is totally blank. You've got your central main bolt here that the gun actually opens and closes on, and that is extended through over here. Now, fundamentally, the way this thing works is you've got 3 rounds in the tube here. You've got 1 round in this tube. There's a spring in each one. This spring is pushing this direction. This spring is pushing forward. When you open the gun, you have an automatic ejector that's going to come back and hit this little lever. When that shell comes out, it'll trip that, which is actually connected to a bar right here. So this bar can go back and forth. It rests very delicately on that little lug right there. So the moment that this thing goes backwards, pop, it releases this, which has a coil spring under here that's constantly trying to push it over towards the barrel of the gun. When it is in this position, the spring is going to push this one shell forward into the chamber. This little flat
cabin key, any good or no?
Task key only. Well, there's one cabin key, it's a loot room, but I can't remember which one it is.
Once they're in line, the next shell in this tube gets pushed into this tube because this spring is stronger than this one. You then manually cock the thing, fire it.
Go. Which is do I have? Gas station. Fucking scarves, damn. Run, you fat bastard, run. Hey man, say I got just enough time to hit up dorms. I get dog gas. Maybe 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes of dog gas. We get tight squeeze, but that's also what she said. Nothing's locked. Yeah, people still aren't hitting the jackets all that much. Which I still find weird. Good for me, but weird.
Что, башка болит? Бухать надо меньше.
Alright, where you at, Irish? You ready?
In the sky, run them out, dude. Drop you, grab you. These fuckers got backpacks. Probably not. Ooh, drop you, grab you, drop you, grab you. Don't need that, grab that. Come on, game. Don't think that fits. No, it doesn't. Okay. Let's hit this real quick.
Hey, the mules help you to
They up your weight.
Okay.
So essentially what they do is when the game starts, your overweight debuff kicks in at like 10 kilo. Just as an example. Doesn't it kicks in earlier than that, but just say it kicked in at 10 kilo. What the mule stim does is it sets it to 20 kilo. So it basically lessens the effects of being overweight. So it does. It's kind of like a temporary strength skill booster, in effect.
ничего, скупчику все продам и заживем.
Hey, Santa.
Это что за хрень?
It's actually decent enough. Okay, just he's still there. I know it's away. Okay. Hey, enough.
Hey, what's up with the patch today?
It's unstable as hell, basically. Constant crashes and shit like that. So, usual wipe shit, basically. About what you've come to expect from BSG wipes at this point.
Yeah. Feel like doing a scav run?
I literally just finished one. So I did. Got myself a half dead AK and shit. Don't need the gas pack. I will take that thing off, and I'll take the monster scope off. Take the BT out here. With the top rate, take the bastion, and then sell the rest to mechanic. Can I put the bastion on you? Can't install when you have that on. Perfect.
Alright, I'm kitting up.
Why is that not showing up correctly? Ah, okay, there we go. Come on, don't be a shit game. Think search. Where is the additional scope that goes into this thing? There it is. It shows up in the thing. Put you there, Perfect.
What the fuck, man? I try to sell something to a trader and it boots me to the main screen. The game's still fucked.
Yep. Did a job on that one. Do that. Did a job on that. Use the morphine spotter. Okay, you can use spotter. No, that's the American ammo. There's the Russian stuff. Russian ammo. And I can't put any of it. There was a wee update now, but it was meant to be. I think it's meant to be a hotfix update, like to try and make shit more stable, but it didn't seem to have worked.
Yeah, never does really. I don't think.
I don't know. Most wipes, like I think this wipe's definitely been worse, but I think because with them adding inertia and shit, I think they've added a lot. This patch has been a big patch compared to other patches, so I think that's what's caused them the servers to be just completely fucked. Because the only patch that was even remotely as big as this was the one that added reserve, and even it wasn't as big as this one. So. This patch was new map, shitload of new load of mechanics, shitload of new items, and like a load of other shit. So this one's a bit nuts on the size scale. How to take a guess? I suspect that's what's causing the servers to just have a complete and utter shit fit.
Alright, let's see.
Okay, Jaeger, what have you got to get back to me? Let's try reboot real quick. Look.
And when you open the gun again, that next empty hull comes out, trips that, and repeats the whole process. As you might expect, this thing is very dependent on exact spacing and alignment and cartridge length. And so they built in some adjustment into the mounting system. You don't just bolt this onto the side, and by the way, I'm pretty sure this Phillips screw is not exactly what they expected you to put on there, but you can see that there is a serrated plate under here, and so you set this at exactly the right distance so that your transfer tube here lines up properly, gets the right spacing with the barrel, and then these two allow you to adjust the whole thing up or down, or in theory maybe tilt it a little bit, but your tilt is pretty much controlled or prevented by this interface plate. But you have adjustment when you mount it so that it can all be set up correctly. This bar is your stop to make sure that the transfer tube goes the correct distance into, well, over towards the barrel. We do have a couple markings on here, by the way. Alof's Manufacturing Company. These were made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So patent is September 9th, 1924. He would also patent this in Canada a year or two later. I believe this is an early production one because there are pictures of some that also have the Canadian patent date on there, which came later. The gun that this particular one is mounted on is really nothing special. So fiberglass stock, it's actually really quite light. The original advertising papers say that the Aloft was available for essentially any break action gun in 12 gauge, 16 gauge, 20 gauge, or 410 gauge. However, I'm not aware of any existing ones that are not 12 gauge, and the Iver Johnson advertisements specifically say 12 gauge. So I suspect the original manufacturing list of other calibers was in hopes of getting orders, and if enough people ordered them in a different caliber, then they'd go ahead and tool up to make them, but I don't think that ever actually happened. So you might ask, like, what's the purpose of this thing? Why would anyone bother with this? And the answer is it was easy to purchase a cheap break action shotgun and then separately purchase your conversion magazine system. This breaks up the cost of a repeating shotgun into two more manageable pieces, and it was actually cheaper than buying a true repeating shotgun. You definitely don't have the quality. You would be much better off with a proper pump action shotgun, but if you don't have the money for that, or if you've just inherited something like this, frankly, this isn't too far off of the idea of something like the Archangel stocks for Mosin Nagants, where you buy a cheap Mosin Nagant, and then you really kind of want to turn it into a sniper rifle, and so you buy an Archangel stock to drop it into, and it's really not actually a sniper rifle, but it sort of works a little bit better maybe for that, and it certainly looks cooler, and I think that's fairly in line with the intent, or certainly the practical reality of the Aloft conversion. So, with that aside, let's go actually shoot this thing. All right, shall we see if this actually works? I'll tell you, I did a little bit of cheating, and I did a little bit of testing back home before we came out here, because this system is very sensitive to overall length of the shells. And fortunately, by cool happenstance, I have this really cheap old Federal target load, red, white, and blue, no less, that runs, or appears to run, perfectly in the Alofts. So, the loading process for this, we can hold 3 rounds in this tube. In fact, demo that. So that'll hold 3. It looks like it'll hold 4, but there's not really enough space for the spring and the follower if you try and cram 4 in. So what I do is I'll put 3 in here, and then one of them will get transferred into this back tube, and then I'll top it up, so I have 4 rounds total. Now, I will also point out that I have gotten an empty round, and I have a fired shell in the action, which will be important for actually cycling it. So, let's go ahead. This is really kind of tricky and finicky to load. There are no shell stops in these tubes.
Are we gearing up for raid?
I'm trying to get it sorted, man. Server's still fucking about.
There's 2.
Yeah, me too. I got a gun built.
There's 3. Now, we're gonna pop my finger.
Yeah, I can't do anything. I can't even move stuff around in my inventory.
There we go. We've got 1 round back.
I'm getting rounds in, but it's like in between fucking 3 or 4 crashes in a row and shit like that.
All right. Fully loaded. Now, I'm left-handed, but I can't shoot this left-handed because this big hinged lug gets right in the way, and I don't want to take 12-gauge recoil onto that. So we'll be shooting this right-handed. Oh, all right. Well, that's not the best start, but we'll keep going. So I got a round in the chamber now. Now,
that is so cool.
There you have it. 4 rounds out of a single shot break action gun. Now, you may have noticed, the one thing I have to do here is I kind of do a little double hiccup. And the first little bump down
Jesus
in the
Christ,
action
man. I'm like
just
stuck at
gets
the
everything-
fucking loading screen.
It pops it into place.
Yep.
and then I can close the thing.
It's the joy of White Month.
So this should.
Well, usually the first week's the only real bad bit, and then it calms down. But it's looking like it's gonna be a whole fucking month of server issues this time.
Well, I mean, it's old.
It's been a while since I fucked up this
Thing-
consistently.
Basically, this device is about 100 years old at this point. So let's load it up and do it again. This out of the way. Put our first shell. Let's actually just pop that. There we go. All right. So we've got our transfer tube, I guess you could call it, loaded. And then we can put 3 into the main tube. There we go. Ready? Now. All right, here we go. So there's my little.
Tarkov may have just completely died me this time. Just for a while.
That one. One little hiccup, and in it goes.
What?
I just did bugging out. I'm just trying to get back in.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I can't even get back in now.
There we go.
I got to my character's inventory. I started moving stuff around, and then it froze.
That one worked nice and smooth.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, I'm getting a few rounds in, but like I'm getting crashed in between pretty much every round.
Or they'll go just slightly too
At
far.
least.
And you've always got 2 shells pushing, well, until you get to the very end. You've got 2 shells pushing against each other. It is, frankly, an unbelievable miracle that this thing actually works, even as well as it does.
There was a game crashed again.
In theory, you don't actually have to put a shell in. I could just trip that manually. Just be like, oh, and there it goes. And now I'm ready with my first round. The one thing that's in the way of this being an actual sort of automatic operation or like a pump action sort of operation is that I have to manually cock it every time. That one worked exactly perfectly. Open it, close it, empty shell goes out, new shell goes in, cock it. We can get that again. Nope, I had one little bobble there to get it loaded. And the last round's being a little finicky. There we go. Now the real question, I guess, would be is this actually faster than just having a break action gun? And I think it is. It really is, until you're out of those first 4 rounds, and then you fall way, like, perpetually behind the single shot guy, because reloading this thing is like sit down, take a break, have a cup of coffee, and reload the assembly. But once you're used to it, you can run this pretty fast. I've still got 10 rounds. We might as well just use it all. Right? Do you want me to leave one for you, Matt?
Cannot establish connection with server.
Let me try.
Yeah, I get crashed out again.
Probably now that I think
Time for a match of something else. Well, Tarkov gets its shit together.
We have been having some issues with that first round properly loading in. And maybe that is in part due to me putting more ammo in than it's supposed to have. So, got an empty in there. One little bobble. And, all right, should we speed run this?
Do it.
3 rounds.
Ready? Up. How the fuck is Pestly still playing this game?
That's probably just due to the server part of the like server hub that he's running through.
A single shot gun where I have to actually go to my belt and pull a new cartridge every time. All right, you want to try it?
Yeah.
All right, Matt Hott, our resident shotgun expert.
This thing is so cool.
Has anyone ever run an ALOFs in one of Simtac's tactical shotgun classes?
No, but I have a feeling you're going to show up with one next time.
I might. Okay. So go ahead and close it. And then pull the rear tube off to the left.
The server's cam.
And then you're going to load rounds into the long tube.
No, not that way.
Nope. And there is nothing to hold them in place. So what I do is, yeah, exactly like that. You bring the short tube up just far enough to catch the rim. But if you let it go too far,
it'll pop back and load the transfer chamber.
Yep.
Come on, get in there. It's kind of like loading a Model 12.
So what's happening now is you've got the rim of the case sitting there.
Ow!
And what I was about to say is, if you push it with your finger, you will get a blood blister, as I have already done myself as well. So, a little late for that, though. Now, you can either open it and
So
manually hit that little lever.
I need an empty, yeah, there we go.
We can give you that.
Plug that little guy in there. All right, let's see.